Live. Dustin. We're live. We're live. What's up? Good evening. Good night. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for stopping by. It is pretty late. I don't really like this shirt. I feel like it's just too like I feel like it's like poofy and shit. I was joking on Discord earlier that I feel like I was wearing the Seinfeld shirt, the poofy shirt. That's what it feels like. But good evening, man. I'm not really prepared. I wasn't even gonna come on, but the Discord people on Discord convinced me, so I figured we'll come out, hang out for a little bit. I guess, and we could talk about some things. I was on News Nation tonight. I'm told they're gonna post a video, so because I got a lot of comments of people saying they either don't have cable TV or they don't have whatever it is. I'm told it's gonna come on the YouTube page, so just wait, hang out. I'm thinking by tomorrow. If it doesn't come out, then I'll reach out to them and I'll ask if I can just post it. Thanks, Joel. Appreciate that. I'll ask if I can post it, but I'm gonna give them time, and I think they are gonna post it because they even clipped this on Twitter, which I thought was kind of cool. And I personally, I watch the News Nation stuff via YouTube TV. That's what I use. I don't have regular cable TV I don't know who does, but I just use YouTube TV. The cool thing about YouTube TV is you can give it to your friends too. Apparently, you can sign up like 6 people, and it looks like they can all use it. So I'm like, it's not a bad deal. Oh, and by the way, Down the Rabbit Hole News is like 100 away from 20,000. Can you guys, whoever's in here, can you just subscribe to this woman already? Can we get this done with already? Yo, how much she got left? Please, for the love of God. Let me put her channel link. Get this woman to 100, man. My cousin has old school TV, really? YouTube TV is not bad. It's kind of pricey still, though, honestly. I thought it'd be a little bit cheaper, but they usually do like a free trial. My password? Shoot. All right. So I'm going to put her link in the description. Just subscribe to her, however close we can get her. That'd be amazing. 20,000. That's nice. The beginning of a lot more to come. So, all right. So let me just play this clip from News Nation. I think they're gonna post the video. I'm not sure when on their channel, but I'll link it to everybody once they do it. Amazing.
This, Moscow police have said that they will go after anyone harassing any students. So can these social media accusations against Decor eventually lead to charges or a lawsuit, do you think?
Yes, absolutely. There are 2 things that jump out of the penal law at me. Aggravated harassment.
I've heard of Profiling Evil before, Mike, but I haven't heard of this guy. And apparently he's popular. He has a popular podcast. People had told me they heard about him. Let me see if I can tell you their podcast names. Damn, I didn't realize we talked that much on Discord. Where did I post it? Okay. So Mike King, he's on Profiling Evil on YouTube. I've heard of that channel many times. I've never talked to him. I emailed him tonight just to thank him. He was really nice. Mike King, a 30-year law enforcement veteran and now creator and host of Profiling Evil. And then there's Phil Grimaldi. He's a retired NYPD detective who has worked hundreds of murder cases and now hosts the popular podcast Police Off the Cuff. And so I just jumped on and gave some, I guess, my opinions and thoughts. It was nice to be on.
Which is when you use an electronic device to annoy, harass, or threaten someone. Now, the person can only perceive it as a threat. So if you say something like, turn yourself in or else, and the person perceives that as a threat, you could be guilty of aggravated harassment. And then there are stalking statutes within the penal law when unwanted following or contact by a person or individual that a victim doesn't want to have contact with that person. You could fall into those two, and then you'll go up from there.
And I think it would be nice. So these guys, well, everybody really, when we go on, there's not much time because it's like a TV programming. So you have to, within a certain amount of time, you get like an allotted time. So you got to be really, I'm sure he could probably expound on that a whole lot more. But I'd be curious to know, what can people do to protect themselves when this type of thing happens, when there's people online that take things to the next level. And see, the whole TikTok sleuth thing, like I almost take that personal because I've been through that myself. So when you have your family being, like you being harassed and people threatening you and looking up your kid and your school, it's a whole lot different when you start talking about that, when that happens to other people, because you can feel that,
And you also have the possibility of a civil lawsuit. I think if you defame someone or you do things that cause them to lose income, let's say they lose their job, you could have a very strong lawsuit in a civil case.
So, Melvin, we've seen people hurt from accusations in this case. Is this just a new world of true crime obsession, or can police do something, do you think, to curb this?
For me, it just doesn't feel like they can do much. Just from my own personal experience, I've gone through that myself. I've seen others go through that.
And I honestly, man, the shit that I've dealt with, and maybe they can't really do much. Like it's like a civil thing, but you just see countless and countless times of like this stuff happen to people. There's not much police ever really do. You have look at the Joseph Morris thing. After police had said, like, threatened kind of like, hey, they can't do nothing, it seems like. Look at this TikTok situation thing now. What I do appreciate, though, about police in this situation and what they're doing is they've already ruled out. They went ahead and said this woman, Rebecca Schofield, has nothing to do with it. Unlike the Nevada County Sheriff, whatever the hell they are, they just left everybody hanging, kind of, to me. I mean, I know that it was ruled a drowning, whatever. But I feel like they just left a lot of people hanging with that, and they didn't go through and like really to quiet the public down. I gotta respect at least that these people, Moscow police and whoever else, that they're at least shutting things down when they can.
That it seems like a lot of times it's just a civil matter. You got to make a police report it, and protect yourself. I just wish that like some of these social media platforms would do something. A lot of the times things just nothing.
They don't do nothing either. Most of the time. I mean, it has to be something huge for these people to maybe do something. Look at what is it, Logan Paul with the dead body swinging and shit, and he's back on doing his living his best life. You got to do something huge and to really have massive attention for these people to really even do something on the social media platforms.
Thing happens, you report it, people report it, and a lot of times I don't see that anything gets done. They just get allowed to say all kinds of stuff, and people get death threats, and there's just the algorithm.
And the thing is, it's like. It's not even like theories. These people, it's beyond theories. I mean, we got to call it what it is. These people are literally concocting shit like up in their head. Like with the whole psychic tarot card thing with this specific lady. I'm not talking about all of them because, I understand some people get offended. This lady's just concocting things out of thin air in her head. I actually have a theory of how she came to be. I don't even know if I have the links anymore. I might have taken it down. So the TikTok lady, supposedly, she did a reading. There was one video that I watched that I heard. She said she did a reading and something was telling her history. And she goes, something about history. And so then she goes into the University of Idaho website and she types like history or whatever or something. And this is one of the first people that pop up, Rebecca Schofield. And so then she does a reading on this lady based upon her picture. And then she starts making all these allegations that this woman was interested in Kaylee, and that almost even alluding like they was some sort of relationship. And she started saying all this stuff about sexuality. And this is what this professor does. American history. Her research focuses on history of gender and sexuality, the American West, and popular performance. Which I didn't even know that was a thing. Like they do history on gender or sexuality. But I guess this lady popped this shit up. And then she's like, all right, let me go with this crazy theory of that this woman was involved with Kaylee. And that she hired Jack D or something. You know, I mean, these people, they come up with this stuff and there's no basis in their assertions, which they asserted as fact. Like, they're talking like this shit is fact. And to me, I start to think, because I would have loved to say this on News Nation, but it's very short and segmented, you know. But I almost wonder, like, is this a mental health problem? Is it like a mental health issue? Or is this chick know what she's doing? The TikTok person. You know, is it the voices in her head telling her? Is it voices that she's hearing that's telling her that Rebecca did this and that she knows the whole plot? And this chick is still double downing and triple downing. She made some videos today. Let me see if I can show you a little clip of this. She blocked me on TikTok, by the way, so I can't watch her videos on my account. I have to like either log out or I have to go private. Let's see.
It's like Rebecca took out some of the immediate gratification of discovering things about her, because now everything I find out about her crime she committed of ordering the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students, I have to save it. Like, I have physical evidence against Rebecca's.
You have physical evidence. And there was a comment on the TikTok page that I thought was like so common sense and makes sense. If you have this evidence, why not go hand it to police? Why not call the tip line and report this physical evidence, this proof beyond a reasonable doubt that this woman is involved in the murders? And so I almost wonder too, with these people, is it almost like these cult leaders that like they set a certain date? The end of the world is this date. We got to do all this preparation. The cult leader starts doing all this kind of crazy shit and riles up all their followers. And the date comes and nothing happens. And then they push the date back even further. And the date keeps changing and changing until one day he makes them drink all the Kool-Aid and shit and everybody's gone. I just almost feel like maybe she's just so far down the hole that she doesn't know how to back out. Like she's the conductor of this crazy train. And there's people apparently there's not many people on the train with her, but there's some people riding the train with this woman. And I guess she figures we're going to ride this shit until the, you know, until the end. So this video is from today. She's still not backing down.
Schofield that validates everything that I've said about her, but I can't speak on it now because it has to wait for court. So hopefully court doesn't take too long.
And apparently she got like some exclusive interview that she did, I think, with News Nation. It was on tonight's show, so I was surprised when I saw that. It looked like she got some sort of exclusive thing over there. And she's all over the news. Let's take a look. I have a couple of clips. I thought maybe we could do some calls too, but I just have a couple of videos that we can watch together first. And then we can go over the picture. We can go over your thoughts. And by the way, because we're going to go over the image, right? We're going to go over the bar club image. Corner club. And I had people reaching out and DMing me and saying they think this is Photoshop. Like, this is a fake photo. Hell, I can tell you, I edit pictures. I edit photos. I'm not that great at it because a lot of this stuff, I just self-taught myself. Luckily, I was like already good with technology, but like, I didn't know how to edit videos. I didn't know how to Photoshop. I'm still learning shit every day. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. The audio stuff, the microphone, the XLR, the mic gain and whatever, all this stuff. I just self-taught. And so from looking at this photo, this is not Photoshop to me. This is going to take a hell of a work to Photoshop this. I mean, and when they say Photoshop, what are you saying is Photoshop? Kaylee and Maddie talking to this guy? Or what? I don't think this is Photoshop. Sorry. But this brings on a lot of questions. Who leaked this photo and why? And I mentioned this, you know, people, and it's not crazy, I guess, but people are looking into the shoes. Investigators. I say that tongue in cheek, but there's people online that are saying they think this is Jack D. And even if it is Jack D, it doesn't mean he has any involvement. But there's people that have matched the sneakers from the thing here to another picture there. I don't know. They're saying it's the same shit. Sneakergate. I think there's a lot of resemblance. There is a lot of resemblance. It does look like him. I don't know. But then one of the arguments that I mentioned earlier too, people are saying that this guy looks older. But then the other thing too is the hat does look like it matches. And then on the other thing too is people are talking about the timestamp. But the times on these cameras are notoriously wrong all the time. Because people are saying, well, 132, that gives them very little time. It's to me, it still falls within the timeline. It still does, because if you look at this old picture, which I don't even think the cops were that. I think the cops just rounded the times. Because remember, Olivia Kelly, I think Kaylee's sister, was complaining that they weren't fixing the time for when they got home. But let's see. The Corner Club, 10 p.m. to 1:30, and this would be 1:32 a.m. So they would have had to left like almost immediately from here, unless the time is wrong and it's just 12:30. It's off by 1 hour. These things are notoriously, the times are all pretty often are wrong. But it is close walking distance to each other from the Corner Club to the grub truck, and then they would have taken that private ride to the home. So it's plausible. It's plausible. Now, if you look closer at the stool leg behind Madison, it doesn't match up properly. All right, let's see. You talking about this right here? This one right here? How does it not line up properly? I'm assuming you're talking about this stool. And when you're talking about this quality of image, when it starts to get grainy and stuff, and there's shadows and all kinds of stuff, I mean, all right, let me get to some of the videos, and then I might take your calls tonight. We can actually, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. I don't want to drag on and on too many videos, but we have to get Ted Williams. Before I started the live, I said I saw that Ted Williams did a video. I was like, we like Ted Williams on here. Some people don't like him, but we got to get Ted Williams.
It's been more than 6 weeks now since the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. And despite police still having no suspect, the father of victim Maddie Mogan remains hopeful that they will catch the killer. Ben Mogan telling a local newspaper, quote, "From the very beginning, I've known that people don't get away with these things these days. There's too many things that you can get caught up on, like DNA and videos everywhere. This isn't something that people get away with, that goes unsolved." Ted Williams joins us now. He's a former DC homicide detective and a Fox News contributor, and someone who spent a good deal of time since these murders in Idaho. And Ted, I have a really simple question. Given your experience, given that you've been there and watched these investigators at work, how on earth is it possible that we don't even have a suspect?
Well, Jonathan, at this stage of the investigation, we really...
That bar, Mr. J says that bar looks shady. I thought that bar did look weird, too. I talked to Sylvia about that. I don't know what kind of bar that is. I'm assuming it's like a dive bar. I wouldn't want to go to a bar like that. It looks kind of like... it looks like a dive bar. It looks like something where the locals go to it looks to me, even Sylvia was talking about like the floor is concrete. The floor concrete. This is concrete. It looks kind of run down. I mean, not trying to like shade the establishment, but it looks like a local place where everybody knows everybody. Even though they don't want you saying it's a small town and everybody knows everybody. You can't say that, but that's what it looks like to me.
Really don't know what they have
Only
behind the
Barntown.
scene. We know what they're telling the public. We know that they have elicited the public.
They got no windows in that thing, really? There's no windows?
Help in trying to bring the killer or killers to justice. You've got thousands of law enforcement officers working behind the scene with evidence that I hopefully, as Ben has said, will bring the killer.
Mr. J said my garage looks better.
Killers to justice, I believe.
Ted, we are all grateful always for the work that all of our police officers do. But is there any sense in your mind or any fear in your mind that there is a level of, I don't want to say incompetence, but level of perhaps inexperience with these kind of cases in this sort of smaller police force?
Well, you know, Jonathan, when I heard that the 35-person police department who had not had a homicide out there in about 7 years was the lead in this, I was deeply concerned. But now I do realize that you have the FBI and you have the Idaho State Police force that are working in conjunction with that local police department. And so you do have now a great deal of experience. I was deeply concerned, as perhaps you know, about them putting the white car out there so late. I think that a case of this nature, you need the public's help in solving this crime. Somebody, Jonathan, somebody out there have seen that white car. Somebody out there knows of someone who came home with a wound.
Random says that if you look on the website, they have more pictures and it doesn't look that bad. Okay, maybe I have to check out the website. Oh, and let me get the super chats real quick. Sinner, thank you so much for the 10-month membership. Down the Hole Rabbit News sub. Yeah, did she get to 20K yet? I think I saw somebody say she got it. Amazing. Congrats, Rabbit. Congrats. I'm going to put the link. Make sure you get her over, too, because some of these people, what I noticed when you get a goal, the people out there that are sour about it, they like to unsub to try to get you back under 20K. So make sure if you haven't sub. I had that happen before. I don't celebrate till like I'm 500 past, at least.
Somebody out there knows of someone who came home with a great deal of bloody clothes. And all law enforcement need is just that one person to come forward and help them in resolving this matter.
Yeah, and Ted, this doesn't appear on the face of it, at least to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but the kind of crime that is committed by criminal masterminds. Surely there was a lot of DNA evidence left there. This car that you've talked about, why are they deliberately withholding a lot of information? Is that what you think is going on here?
Well, they're deliberately holding back some information. I don't know how much, but I do know that having been out there in Idaho, having been out there and walked the circumference of that crime scene, I believe from everything that I've seen and gleaned that the person or persons who committed this crime had been in that home before. And I do believe that there was a great deal of evidence that was left and that law enforcement is processing that evidence at some stage here. And I'm hoping soon that definitely they will resolve and solve this case.
All right. So that was Ted Williams. I'm going to try not to take too much time on the other quick tidbit. Maddie's father, Ben Mogan, spoke with the Spokesman Review newspaper, and He said from the very beginning, I've known that people don't get away with these things these days. We kind of covered that already. There's too many things that you can get caught up on, DNA, videos. The thing that I wanted to point out, and that some other news media have talked about, is that he says that he stands with police and that police have been very transparent with him. And let me see if I can find it. Mr. Mogan went over to decry the overwhelming amount of conspiracies and debunked theories that continue to circulate on the internet, despite authorities' attempts to make accurate information available while it's keeping the integrity of the case. It's hard for me to read all these articles, Mr. Rogan told the Review. I can get all the news about it right from their authorities, and I don't have to try to drudge through all this misinformation. Mr. Morgan says he remains optimistic that investigators will eventually solve the crime. From the very beginning, I've known that people don't get away with these things. We got that already. He said the investigators have kept him informed of updates and that he receives a call every day. When he misses one, authorities check in with family to make sure he's doing okay. So that, to me, this is kind of a difference from what Kaylee's father has said his experience is with law enforcement. So I just thought it's kind of interesting. I mean, all right, the next thing, let's see what else we got. Oh, that's the actual article, the source of where it came from. The taxi driver, too, he had spoken with, says, my job was to get these girls home safe. Private taxi driver who drove Idaho roommates Kaylee and Madison home hours before they were murdered says he is haunted by his role in delivering them to their deaths. So this guy spoke up, and I haven't been following too much, little bits and pieces there of what's going on, because there hasn't been like significant stuff. The image thing I think is kind of significant, but there hasn't been much the last couple of days, last week. So this guy spoke with the Daily Mail. The private taxi driver, who was probably the last person to see friends of Kaylee and Madison alive, said it weighed on me. I've replayed the night millions times over, trying to think if there was some sign or some detail that something was amiss, but there was nothing. It's not lost on me that my job was to get these girls home safe, but that didn't really help this time. And so I guess he just feels bad and guilty. Speaking in the condition of anonymity, he said, I had known Kaylee and Maddie and Xana too. They would occasionally get rides home, and there was nothing out of the ordinary about that night. Oh, so he knew them. I didn't even know that. He wants to be anonymous because he knows that people are going to come for him. I picked them up about 1:40 or 1:45, said the driver. They had their food, and they were super excited about their mac and cheese, as girls are after they go to the club. They sat in the back, and they chatted. They were normal, just like any other night. They weren't upset about anything or talking about anyone. The driver said he was familiar with the surveillance footage in which one of the girls appears to be talking about somebody called Adam earlier that evening, but he said they didn't talk to him or anybody on that ride. Moscow police have contacted Adam, who they have described as cooperating with their investigation. According to the driver, sometimes the girls would talk about boys, but that night they were just excited about their food. There was no apprehension, no weird feelings there, no upsetness. There was no nervousness about them. They weren't afraid of anybody. There was nobody following them or following us. There was absolutely nothing that ride that was different or abnormal. They were just typical sorority girls talking away, and half of the time they don't pay a whole lot of attention to us drivers. We're just kind of doing our thing. The driver said he didn't pull right up to the door of the girl's house, stopping instead at the street. Stopping instead on the street out front. Okay. So he just pulled up, but not in front of not in the actual driveway. I've sort of just pulled in front of their driveway. I didn't pull right into the parking lot. I usually try not to do that because that's an easy way to get robbed. Okay. I try to stay in positions where I can go either direction so I can get away if I have to. It's never happened, but you hear about these things. But on that night, he saw and felt no threat. In fact, he said, I didn't watch them go all the way in. They were there were the two of them, it's a relatively safe place. It's nothing like I would usually sit and watch. Sometimes I absolutely will ask or intervene if I feel a kid needs help. I've taken kids to get their stomach pumped if I feel they have to. This is a college town. These kids are just trying to live their lives. We drivers try to look out for them. They don't need to be preyed on. The fact that Kaylee Madison and her friends were so brutally murdered within a couple of hours of them making that drop off has the driver said weighed on him. He said, I've been driving here for years and it weighed on me. It was rough to think I was one of the last people to see them alive. When I saw them on Monday, it has occurred to me that When I saw the news on Monday, it occurred to me I was in that neighborhood, but that was before they released any names. As soon as I knew for sure it was the girls, I went to police. Okay. He said he was swiftly eliminated from inquiries, having provided officers with a wealth of digital data and the timed receipt from Taco Bell, to which he went after dropping the girls back home. In the weeks since the murders he has watched, he said that with dismay as police have shared little information and the families of the victims have grown increasingly impatient. He said he took about a week off driving. When I just stepped back from it all, those kids deserve justice and they're not getting it. It feels to this community like the police aren't even trying. Damn. Ew. Which is 100% related to how they aren't communicating with the community. People are scared. Most of us have very little faith in the MPD. We can't tell if we are watching qualified investigators who have a handle on the situation or if they're completely at a loss and grasping for straws. Damn. So that's like a complete difference from what Maddie's dad is saying. I don't know. And it's kind of in alignment with what Kaylee's dad has been saying. So Moscow police have pushed back at the suggestion that inexperienced officers, the lead investigator has been a cop for only 2 years, are hampering or have already botched the investigation. No murder weapon has been recovered, no suspect's name, and we know that the whole Hyundai Elantra thing. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. As far as that guy, that's it. Shannon Gray, an attorney representing the Kaylee family. Ooh. We should see if we can find that. Okay. We know about this TikTok person, which I'd like to, let me just play this.
So we'd like to welcome this morning former FBI Special Agent Tracy Walder to offer insights about this. Insights about this lawsuit. We're so excited that you're here because so many facets to this. So this lawsuit points to a number of videos posted to the platform that attempted to tie the professor to the killings. Where do we draw the line for these TikTok quote unquote detectives who are trying to do their own investigating, Tracy?
Well, thank you for having me, Kelly. It's good to be here. You know, I think this is where we draw the line. I actually teach college, and this is incredibly damaging to someone's career because we forget the internet lives forever. You know, even though she may be successful in a civil lawsuit or a criminal lawsuit, her name will still be associated with this forever, and that can have an impact on any future jobs that Professor Schofield, tries to take. And I think this is a huge problem, and we really need to stay away from naming names and naming potential suspects and perhaps fabricating evidence that is there, because we don't know who's on the other side of these computers, and these names and ideas really do live forever. Not to mention the fact that if they decide to move forward with criminal charges, you are now further tying the hands of Idaho PD in this case. They have enough leads to go through. They really don't need this added work.
Those are really good points. And, this lawsuit, it also mentions the TikTok user claimed the professor was in an alleged romantic relationship with one of the victims. So how does this play into the investigation, if at all, would you say?
My hope is that this doesn't play deeply into the investigation. I do feel like that most of this is untrue and
They got a whole gang of tabs like me open at the top.
And not fact-based. But the reality is the police are really doing their best to investigate every lead. And so they are going to probably have to go and examine this lead. They have probably already cleared her as a suspect. I would imagine that happened weeks ago. And so again, we have to remember that we're adding things to do on their very, very, very full plate of legitimate things to do.
You know, and you outlined some of these things. What do you believe there's a significant holdup to this police and FBI?
So that something else, let me see. I'm just going to skip through the stuff we don't need to see. Clear out some of the areas. There. Let me pull up a clip so I can kind of just TikTok. I know there was a clip where they addressed this crap. Maybe I can't find it. Maybe I'll just read it. I know that I just haven't had the time to like look up the website, but it says police say university professor suing TikTok cyber sleuth not linked to slayings. So they're talking about Rebecca. And this video, I think we just saw that, so I don't think it's talking. Yeah, it's not actually talking about the TikTok stuff.
Stage of the investigation.
Yeah. Do not believe a local university professor was involved in the murders of the 4 students after the educator sued a cyber sleuth for accusing her of being linked. So this is going to help this woman's lawsuit, Rebecca, against Ashley. Now the police are saying it. The Moscow Police Department issued a press release on Tuesday, 44 days since the 4 University of Idaho students were found fatally stabbed, acknowledging investigators' belief that the professor whose name is being withheld by Fox News was not involved in the slayings. Okay, at this time in the investigation, detectives do not believe the female associate professor and chair of history department at the University of Idaho suing a TikTok user for defamation is involved in this crime. So it's in the press release. So I like this lady. Her time is running out. The crazy train. Okay, it's running out. And she was saying here earlier too that she was like excited about the shit. What was the one? I forgot. There was one, or did she take it down? I'm sure it's somewhere. There was one that she was talking about. She's excited. His name is mine. Can't do that. I'll play this earlier.
That took out some of the immediate gratification of discovering things about her. Because now everything I find out about her crime she committed of ordering the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students, I have to save it. It's like Rebecca took out.
Then girl, you're on the news. She's getting more views now, though. I think in these last videos she's been posting. I don't even know that's even much of a topic anymore. Like, I think it's lucky that this Rebecca, she had the news and media covering her situation and backing her up, and that the police backed her up. You know, I mean, this lady is still continuing, but it'll help out her lawsuit. Honestly, I hope they make an example out of this lady, and whoever else is doing this kind of stuff. And Ashley's website, and this is what I was talking about when I was on News Nation. She lists herself here as a clairvoyant. Ashley's a clairvoyant. And she says, I'm blessed with the ability to access and interpret information from the universal consciousness. I'm able to do this primarily through my connection with my inner self spirit. I use my ability to help solve mysteries and see beyond the surface of people, places, and things. And so she's claiming that with her ability, she can solve cases. The issue where she went wrong was straight out accusing this woman, not even accusing, just straight out saying you're involved in this, you know. The other thing that I wanted to show real quick before we open up the lines, if anybody wants to call, is this TMZ clip. I'd love to find the original source of this. It's on ABC apparently, but I haven't had time right before launching this. Cole Antlander, who graduated from the university, told it's definitely an old creaky house.
It's definitely an old creaky house. You can't walk up any of the stairs or on any of the floors without everybody in the house knowing it.
That's interesting. And again, this is like more kind of like conflicting information that we've gotten, because there was that other prior tenant that lived in that place, and he had, or whoever it was, said that you couldn't hear nothing in the house when you're downstairs, that you literally have to, like, there has to be like a TV or some music or something blasting loud for you to hear it. But now this person is saying somebody walking in the house, the entire house could hear it because there's creaking and everything.
On any of the floors without everybody in the house knowing it. A lot of students are very familiar with the inside of the home around the community. There have been thousands of people that have likely been through it throughout the years. Yeah. Even when we had it, there were people that would come and knock on the door or walk in thinking that it was somebody else's house.
And that's very plausible. I believe what he's saying there too. But there's just so much going back and forth. It's like, damn, bro. But I totally believe that, yeah, people probably showing up over there, walking in the house, thinking it's a party place. But it seems like to me, it seems like a party place. Let's see if and that woman made the news. Oof. That woman is all over the news. I only see that TikTok. Can't find the original ABC News one. TMZ posted it 6 hours ago. Okay, here we go. I think this is it.
Now to new details on the murder of 4 students at the University of Idaho. The campus is shutting down for the holidays with the killer still on the loose. And we're getting a new look at the so-called party house where the victims lived, and hearing from one student who once lived there. Andrew Dimbert has the latest. Good morning to you, Andrew.
Good morning, Will. So we're getting some new insight into that gruesome crime scene and the house where the murders took
That might be all it is. But
place. We're now learning that police spoke with one of the victims on the phone about 2 months before the killing as part of a noise complaint. This morning, as authorities search for the killer of 4 University of Idaho students, newly surfaced body cam footage showing a police-involved incident at their home 2 months before they were killed.
No one that lives here is here right now.
So where'd they go?
They're just not here. I have no clue where they went. No clue.
Authorities seen responding to a noise complaint in September, greeted by people who didn't live at the house. Officers then speaking with Maddie Mogan, one of the victims, by phone, who along with the other residents was not there at the time.
What's your first name? Maddie?
It could be. Maybe.
And I have yet to watch these body cams. I still haven't watched it. It's on Truth and Transparency's channel. I have yet to watch the full.
And how do you spell that, Maddie?
My legal name is Madison. It's Madison.
The video showing how many outsiders were able to access the property. And as the mystery grows over how the killer was able to get away unnoticed, a former student who graduated in 2022 and lived at the same house during his junior year talks about his experience there.
It's definitely an old creaky house. You can't walk up any of the stairs or on any of the
He's ballsy to come out with his full name though after what these people do online.
floors without everybody in the house knowing it.
They would have had put me like in a dark room. They would have had to mask my voice and probably I don't remove my name. I mean, I'm a YouTuber, so I wouldn't have to do that. But if I was a regular citizen knowing all this shit that's happening, let's just like a regular person that's not doing social media, I probably wouldn't put my name on it because you see what's going on.
Cole
right?
Alternator says the building doesn't offer much privacy and was well known to students.
A lot of students are very familiar with the inside of the home around the community. There have been thousands of people that have likely been through it throughout the years. Even when we had it, there were people that would come and knock on the door or walk in thinking that it was somebody else's house.
Now, as the school closes for winter break, the house...
It's an interesting perspective, though. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. Okay, we close that. This woman, I like this woman. I saw her video earlier.
I'm not stopping. So let's just.
This is a short clip. I know everybody wants to do the calls now. The Miss Pam Lodge.
Start there. But to this.
The 4 Idaho University students don't deserve this disrespect, ma'am. For anyone who doesn't know, this woman decided that she was going to try and solve the case by using tarot cards. She pulled a tarot card that said the word history on it. She then looked up the history department of Idaho University and found Rebecca, Professor Rebecca. She started going online making accusations that have been proven to be false. Professor Rebecca is now pushing a lawsuit for defamation of character.
It's like a little video. I'll skip on this. 12 minutes long. We don't need to watch it, but just more that the police are saying the professor is not involved. And yeah, let me open up the lines. Let's open up the lines. Studio calling. And yeah, I appreciate you guys coming late night. I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are, making it through the holidays. I've been hearing a lot of horrible stories, honestly. People have been telling me just bad things that they're going through. Some people, not everybody, but let me dial in here. And the episode that I was on with News Nation, I'm thinking it should be out by tomorrow. I'll find out for you guys what happens tomorrow. If they don't post it, then I'll get permission to post it myself. So whoever missed it can see it. But if they do post it, I'll just post the link in my community tab on Twitter, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And you can watch it on their channel. Let me call in. I see I got somebody on the line already. Okay.
Manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
1 second. I'm going to turn on the AC because it's just hot in here.
On the murder of 4 students at the University of Idaho, the campus is shutting down for the holidays with the killer still on the loose. And we're getting a new look at the so-called party house where the victims lived and hearing from one student who once lived there. Andrew Dimbert has the latest. Good morning to you, Andrew.
Good morning, Will. So we're getting some new insight into that gruesome crime scene and the house where the murders took place. We're now learning that police spoke with one of the victims on the phone about 2 months before the killings as part of a noise complaint. This morning, as authorities search for the killer of 4 University of Idaho students, newly surfaced body cam footage showing a police investigator. Authorities seen responding to a noise complaint in September, greeted by people who didn't live at the house. Officers then speaking with Maddie Mogan, one of the victims, by phone, who along with the other residents was not there at the time.
What's your first name? Maddie?
Could be. Maybe.
And how do you spell that, Maddie?
My legal name is Madison.
I'm muted. I saw that already. Let me take the calls. AC's on now. Anonymous, how are you doing? Where are you calling from? Black call. Private call.
Alaska.
Alaska.
My name is Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. How you doing?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Doing good. Hey, I just heard you say you haven't watched those other body cam videos.
Yeah.
I think they're very, very, very informative.
Which one do you recommend first? Like what?
8/16. Go to the beginning because August the 16th, Kaylee talks to the law enforcement. 9/1, Maddie, and then 9/2, Xana. So all 3 of them had been, had talked to law enforcement. And so they were threatened by law enforcement that they were going to get in trouble. So I don't know who killed those kids, but it was someone that was, I feel like, that Kaylee, Maddie, and Xana said, we've got to stop the party. No more. Because they came back. I mean, and I think Ethan just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I think there was some kind of disruption, with the partying because they all 3 were talked to by the law enforcement. And I just don't know who did it, but someone from in that house that had been in that house that knew those kids very well. Because that night that it was quiet. Remember, everyone said that that night was very quiet. So I think that's where the targeted comes from. You know, when the law enforcement said it was targeted, you really should watch those videos. They're very, very informative.
I'm gonna have to check it out then. Maybe on the weekend or something.
Yeah, and thanks for telling me about Truth and Transparency, because she even has the police cam video on the car.
Oh.
On the last one, while they're walking up to the house, they show a vehicle pulls up and 4 kids get out. It was really, I don't know. It's really dark there too at night, by the way. And when I first saw you come on, I thought Purple Rain. The background and the shirt.
I've had a couple people tell me that actually. That I've been sent pictures of that. It's like pretty funny. Yeah, Prince.
Yeah, lady. That's all I had to say though. Yeah, it's pretty. It really put it together to me because of them saying the house was targeted. It really made me think, okay, what if Kaylee, Maddie, and Xana just said no more parties because they had all 3 gotten in trouble? Or what if they had said, we're going to talk to the fraternity? And that would get them in trouble, whoever it was that wanted to party. I don't know. It just was, like I said, when I saw all 3 of the kids had been talked to that were killed. All right, thanks, Mel.
A quick question too. What do you think about the image that came out?
The image?
Yeah.
It looks too old to be. That kid. That looks like a grown man.
You're saying the one
there.
people think is Jack D. Okay, yeah. And it looks like a lot of the
Yeah, you think that's Jack?
This guy looks older too.
You think that's
I don't
Jack
know.
D?
I feel like there's resemblance. There is resemblances there.
There is, but that man looks like a grown man that they're talking to in that video. I mean, in that still. Yeah. That doesn't look like a kid to me. But now, you know, cameras are funny. Shadows, like you were talking about on the floor, it can make things look really distorted. So, who knows? I don't know. Right. I don't think the Jack S. kid had anything to do with it. Or he may be the one. I don't know. I don't know who did it, but I feel like it has to do with them partying and the noise complaint. You know, I mean, that's what I think it has to do with. And they just put their foot down, all 3 of them, and whoever it was got mad about it. I don't know. I may be totally wrong.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the call and your thoughts on that.
Yeah. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks. Take care.
You have a good evening.
You
Bye.
too. Bye. All right, let me get a couple other callers, and let me get this just real quick, the super chats. I don't want to get too behind. Sunflower Soul, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, Mel, I'm feeling serious mama pride vibes for you. Get it. Well deserved. Thank you so much. And thank you for the super chat and support. Ann Wagner, thank you for becoming a member. Center, ESPN has that bar on a list of places you go before you die. Really? You can write this ish. Oh, wow. I checked it out. Send me a link if you have that link on Discord. Shannon Marie, thank you for the super chat. Says, if that was Jack, he would already be in jail. If that surveillance police had since the beginning. I don't think that necessarily he would already be in jail. He could have been at the bar and then left and gone home and went to sleep. Possibly, you know, if that was him. Beautiful Disaster, thank you for the super chat. Yep, that was abducted. Yep, she was abducted by aliens. LOL, just kidding. Cool. Thanks. I think you're talking about the psychic, probably. Miss B. Look, sweetie pie low. Last community post, so strange. Okay. I'll check it out. Thank you. And Macabre Mama, thank you for the super chat. Says, love your work from Brisbane, Australia. Damn. Australia. Foster's. Australian for beer. Sunny, California, thank you for the super chat. Says, well done, Mel. News Nation. Thank you so much. And Drita, thank you for the super chat. Says, I canceled all my memberships on True Crime except yours and 10 to Life. She's so nice. I like 10 to Life a lot. I actually just spoke to her today on the phone. She's really a really good person. Keep up the great work. By the way, you're hot in your place. The other day was negative 24 wind chill here in New York. LOL, Happy New Year. It was actually cold here the last 2 days, but today actually warmed up finally in New York. I'm grateful for the warmth and heat. 540, how you doing? Where you calling from? 540.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, this is Melissa. Well, I'm not going to tell you. But anyway, first of all, I just want to say that I think that law enforcement knows exactly who did this. They know. And that's why we're not hearing any information. And I'm calling from Texas, by the way.
Texas.
Yep.
Do you think they're just keeping? You think they're keeping an eye or something on the person? And
oh yeah, they got him under surveillance. Unlike Brian Laundrie, who they said his mother was the person they kept the eye on. I mean, these people, I believe, you're not talking about just the Moscow police. You're talking about the state police and the FBI. They're all keeping an eye on the person they think that did this or persons. They know. And that's why we're not hearing any information, because law enforcement puts out more information when they don't have any information. They put out what they know to get what they don't know.
Right. And this person here, I saw somebody saying in the chat, the internet was saying this was Chief James Fry or whatever. And I was like, nah, it can't be. But someone in the chat said that's actually the owner of the club, which that actually seems plausible. That seems more plausible.
People are reaching. Okay, people are reaching because the Chief Fry may have come in there that night. That could have been him, but police officers do go around and check all the clubs and things, and it's a small town, and that chief may be a guy that's really involved with his community, and he just goes around and does things like the other police do. That hands-on type of police officer and a chief, and he may go. That could be him. That very well could be him.
They're saying it's the bar owner, which to me that makes more sense.
Well, it could be too. They could be brothers. We don't know about.
Shit. Oh shit!
We have no information at all about all these people.
Right.
And people would just, I want to jump on this and I want to jump on that. And the thing is that now that I do believe that is Jack D. But what does that prove? The only thing that does prove is that if he said he was sleeping that night, but he's sitting in this bar, there's a problem. It proves that. But, and I do believe that's him. The images are, you can't tell very well sometimes, but some of the images put out there, you can tell it's pretty close.
Yeah.
What you need to look at with that person right there is the eyes. The eyes are the same. That's the eyes. And it does not mean this man is involved in anything other than maybe there's another reason that even if this is the whole thing. The LE, all law enforcement, everyone involved knows exactly where this man was that night. Whether they believe him or not, whether he's a suspect or not, they know where that man was. If that is Jack D right there, they know that. We don't know that. We're all trying to reach on and find this and find that, but law enforcement knows that. They know. And if they've cleared him, have they really cleared him? We don't know. We don't know what law enforcement knows. We don't know. So that guy right there, I do believe, is and Jack D. And Maddie is talking to him, but Kaylee she kind of just standoffish and just like, yeah. And I feel like she just wants to go. But I do believe that's him, but that doesn't mean that that's the guy that did it.
Right.
It just means that he's there. That's my opinion. But anybody else in that, if that is the chief of police right there or whatever, they say he's got his hand on his gun, the stance or whatever. Okay, even if it is, police officers routinely go to places that are closing at the time that last call or whatever, just to make sure there's no problem with getting people out. And whether it's rumor or not, somebody got thrown out of that club that night. Was it JS, JD? We don't know. All we have is one little snapshot in time right there. So we don't know. But my opinion is that they know who has done this, and they're trying to gather the information to make an arrest and to make a conviction for prosecution. So we don't have to worry too much. People like to say it's a small town, they don't know what they're doing. It's not just a small town. They've got lots of law enforcement around them assisting, and I think that they're going to get it right. That's my opinion.
All
and
right.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for the call. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. And real quick, too, I saw this interesting article, and then I'm going to move on to the next caller. Jennifer Coffindaffer, former FBI, says, as feared, as time goes by, evidence, including video, will continue to be leaked, whether for money or attention or whatever motive. It is not right and would not help Ellie in their investigation. Do we want the case to be solved? As she puts the photo out as well. And so there's an article. I mean, I get it. We're all going to talk about it. It's already out, right? Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering. What the source? How did this come out? Who leaked it? Was it somebody in the bar? And the post or the person that posted this on Facebook, I don't know if they're the source of the leak or they got it from somewhere. They said that it was posted just for the timeline's sake. And I'm just thinking like, nah, there's got to be another, just for timeline's sake, there's got to be more of a reason why this was posted. We already had the timeline. You know? All right, let me take the next caller. 774. 774, how you doing? Where you calling from? Hello. Hola. And if you guys could hit like in the live chat, please, I'd appreciate it. If we can get to 1,000 likes, that'd be nice. 774, how you doing? Don't make me have to hang up. Hello. Okay, I'm going to put you on hold. We'll get back to you. Hopefully, you'll come back. 279. 279, how you doing? Where you calling from? What up? Oh, no, another troll. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Lord almighty. 603, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? Yes.
Hi, this is Ali with Unsolved Crimes Uncovered.
Hi.
I want to thank you for your coverage. I was interested when you said that you had met with HLN and News Nation, really, and wondering what it was that you covered with them. Can you talk a little bit about that with us?
Well, I've never met HLN. I don't know who they are. I mean,
not HLN. I'm sorry. I misspoke.
That's okay. So, what News Nation? Like how that came to be?
Yeah, News Nation.
So,
what was your conversation with them? I'm so curious.
Well, and where are you calling from? Who's this?
This is Ali with Unsolved Crimes Uncovered. I have a YouTube channel as well.
Okay. All right, nice. So it just happened organically. They reached out to me. I got an email. It's kind of like the way Court TV worked out. I just got an email one day, and they were like, "Hey, we'd like to have you on." With News Nation, it was with regards to the Joseph Morris thing, and they were like, at first it was like, "Can we use your video?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was talking to the producer, and then it was like, "You know what? Could we have you on to explain it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And that's all it was. And they said that they reached out to Joseph as well to try to get his side of things, but he didn't respond. And that's just as simple as that. And that's what happened with Court TV too. Court TV, I got an email one day because of a story that I was covering, and they asked if I wanted to come on, and I said, "Yeah, sure." And so I jumped on.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that this is somebody that is like connected to these girls? Or do you think that this is a random occurrence?
I always keep leaning towards. Yeah, no problem. I always kept leaning towards like it's somebody that they know, somebody whatever. But like, I feel like the longer and longer that it goes, that we don't have any named suspects or anything. It's almost like, damn, could this have been random? I just still feel like it's more likely that it's not random, but it's possible too. And the people that I thought initially were all like ruled out. So it's like, I don't know.
Right, I agree, because it's like, if it was so simple as saying that this is somebody that is connected to these people, like whether it be Zaina or whoever else might be connected, then you know what? Wouldn't they have ruled that out by now? I mean, if we're thinking that as the general public, then isn't that something that the police are thinking of? Like, that's their go-to, like, immediate response. So, here it's been so many days that we've heard nothing, and we have the FBI, we have law enforcement, local, state law enforcement involved on this. Like, wouldn't we have heard more by now? I mean, we would have known something, right? So, I mean, I just think, like, we were talking about Jack D and Jack S and all these other people that are supposedly connected to these girls. And it's like, it can't be that simple. I mean, really, like, that's the go-to immediate response. There has to be something more complicated to this, because otherwise this case would have been solved. So I was just curious as to, your opinion on that, because me personally, I don't think this is anybody that has ever been within the forefront of the connection to this particular crime or these people in general.
I had like a really interesting conversation on News Nation tonight, and one of the things they were talking about is like jumping. They asked me specifically why people were like focused on Jack D, and one of the things that I had said is like Occam's razor, the law of parsimony, which is just people going for the simplest explanation. Also, statistically, like people going for thinking that like the person's lover or ex-lover or somebody close to them. So I think like people looking into Jack D initially, I think like that's logical. Like they broke up and now they're not together, and Kaylee's like moving on in her life. But then the other thing that I mentioned, and the other thing too, what I said was that I think for people it might be easier to process or deal that it had to be something personal and not that it was just completely random, because maybe it makes them feel safer. And then the other thing too is that I referenced the story Cleo Smith. And Cleo Smith, that little girl, I think it was Australia, was taken out of her tent, and everybody was saying it had to be the parents. Not everybody, but a lot of people. It's the mother, it's the father, it's the mother, it's the father. Everybody's looking at them, harassing them. They did an interview, and everybody's saying, oh, they're suspicious and this and that. And it turned out to be some weirdo, living by himself in a room full of dolls. I mean, from the bottom of the floor to the ceiling, like the shit was just lit with dolls all over the room, and it turned out to be some random weirdo. Yeah. So it's very possible it could be random too. At this point, I don't know. I don't know anymore, man. I really don't know.
Is it really random though? Because these girls, every single one of them had, oh my gosh, God bless them. God bless all of them. God bless law enforcement working on this. I cannot imagine what each and every one of them are dealing with right now. But all I can say is that each and every one of them had a social media influence. So, you know what? You put your face and your profile and your existence out on the internet, and like anybody can access you. That is something. I think that's a significant piece of information right there. And in Idaho, just like other states, whatever, we have prevalent hate crimes, prevalent militia groups. And these are the things that people might not default to, that might need to be explored. But, there were pictures. There were pictures of Kaylee and Madison that were seemingly provocative, that were seemingly, we love each other in a way that might be lesbian type of relationship. I don't know. I'm just saying what I've heard, what people have said.
I've heard people saying that, but I didn't take it as they were in a relationship, though. A lot of college kids, especially girls, they, I don't know, fall asleep in the bed or sleep in the bed together or whatever.
Absolutely, I agree. I'm just saying, like, these are the types of bullshit things we hear about that the people run with, and we're like, okay, so, you know, if from the outside looking in, if I'm a person like that, if I'm crazy and I'm a part of a group like that, like, could that be something that might have triggered me? And so, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Do these girls, is this somebody that they might have known, or is this some creep that might have maybe come across them over the internet somehow or through passing? I mean, hell, I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm trying to like bounce my ideas off of you.
Yeah, well, email me sometime if you want, because I have like the lines are full, and so I feel like we could probably talk a lot more, but there's other people too. But I appreciate you calling and sharing that perspective. And I just, to what you're saying, I think the longer and longer time goes, it's like, damn, I don't know, was it somebody that they really knew? I mean, it seems like the inner circle has been ruled out, I guess. So, you know, I don't know.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll let you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Thanks. I'll try to take 774 again. 774 one more time. Are you there? 774.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh my god, dude. I can't believe you answered me.
How you doing? Listen to me on the phone though, because I can hear myself playing in the background.
Yeah, I put it on mute.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing good. This is Jay from Massachusetts.
Hey Jay, how you doing? What's your thoughts tonight?
I've been a long-time supporter. I've been a supporter since the video of the twins that got missing from California.
The twins that got missing from California?
Yeah, the ones from what was their name? Yeah, West, something West.
Oh yes.
Pharrell West.
Yes.
And then it ended up being the adopted parents who ended up murdering
I guess
the two twin boys.
Trial still doesn't happen, I guess, either. I don't know what's going on. I thought I got pushed back or something.
I cannot believe, that it was them that murdered the two twin adopted boys, and the poor mother went over there saying she knows that something happens, and it did end up happening.
Right. So what are your thoughts on the case?
I've been a long-time supporter since then.
Well, thank you, man. What's your thought on the...
And that sucks, what are my thoughts here?
Yeah.
I always knew that the adopted parents had something to do with it. Come on.
But we're talking about the
twin boys
Idaho
not
murders.
Disappear.
The Idaho murders.
Disappear. There was camera footage everywhere.
All right. I'm sorry, dude. I can't let you take away from the whole show. 646, how you doing? Where you calling from? Just a little kind of a weird call. 646.
Hi, Mel. This
Hi.
is Jackie from New York City. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Okay. Surprised to see you on without a car chase.
I know. There hasn't been any chases.
I said, this is my topic. Let me get on. No, I just wanted to first off wish you happy holidays. And I am very happy since I've not met you, but your channel, because I had recently retired back then, and you keep me company.
Amazing.
You know, while I do my housework. Yeah, so, you know, while I'm cooking, cleaning, laundry, doing everything, I listen to you, and I take you on the phone in every room I go into. You know, my kids are like, oh, you're doing that again? But, you know, I really respect your work.
Thank you.
It's informative, respectful, and there's humor there, too, you know, so... I must say that. I don't know if you see me around. I've been around for a little bit.
Yeah, you've been in the chat?
Yeah, all the time.
What's your name in the chat?
I don't do too much. Jackie Garnett.
Oh, I have seen you on there, yeah. Uh-huh.
From New York.
Appreciate
Spanish,
that, yeah.
Latina.
Latina.
Now, as far as this case, I don't have really much to say because there's so much evidence and every little piece can take you in so many directions.
Yeah.
Each piece. You know, so it's really difficult to speculate. So I try not to. I really tune in to stay on top of it for like any updates or, you know, anything new that's going on. But otherwise than that, I really have no opinion in general as to who it could be. There's no way for me to do that, you know. So I just try to tune in about the updates. As far as this, I have an opinion with the picture. There's a lot of similarities with the Jack D.
Oh.
Jack.
Right.
Yeah, Jack D. There's a lot of similarities, but that's all I could really say. What does that mean? Like, you know, there's a lot of people that walk around and look like someone else, but him being there proves what? I don't know what we're supposed to be looking for in that picture with that.
Right.
You know, so, but that's how I treat all the information that they give us. I'm waiting just for the press conference where it's all solved. That's all we can really do. You know, it's really not fair to point fingers or anything like that.
Right.
You know,
I mean, look at this TikTok person, right? You seen the TikTok thing?
Go ahead.
You saw the TikTok person?
I am very upset about that. I tried not to even comment on here about that because that would be a long call and you'd hang up on me too. I mean, it's so irresponsible and I get so mad. I don't even use TikTok for anything and I wanted to go on and see just to put comments or whatever so she can block me too, but that's useless, you know. I'm just really upset at how irresponsible, but she's really determined, this chick.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like an obsession. Like, she's obsessed.
I don't even know what I think about her. All I know is if I see that lady, I don't think I would act like a lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be very upset, but, you know, not that I really promote violence. That's not cool.
Right.
I'm too grown for that. But seriously, she angers me because this person is working, she's minding her business, and here you come with some cards. She's using the cards irresponsibly. She's using the TikTok forum irresponsibly. You just don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, she can say, my cards told me this is what it's saying, and then add in there, I really don't know, but this is what keeps coming up. But that's not what she's doing. She's stating facts. She's saying it like it is that, point blank. I know, listen to me. She doesn't care if she's going to go to court. Like, what? Who doesn't care about that?
Right.
She's very irresponsible, and that pisses me off. But, again, I'm just watching from the outside in. I can't do anything about it other than not watch her. You know, and I believe all those views is probably people investigating her. That's why her views have gone up.
Mm-hmm. Better download all those videos.
Curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah. They keep going over and over all the lawyers for the Rebecca, what is it?
Yeah.
Schofield,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that would bring her views up because they have to look into her.
Mm-hmm. I hope she wins. I hope she wins and gets, you know, Rebecca, I hope she wins the thing and so gets her money.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would like to see, some type of justice, because it'll stop people. The Alex Jones situation apparently doesn't seem to make an impact, but I think with Alex Jones, I think he's, this is my opinion on this, is that I think they think of him as just dealing with, how can I say? I don't know how to really say it, but I don't know. I just think Alex Jones is treated differently. If they get this chick, then I would think it would send a big message. Alex Jones was kind of a big guy, you know, not physically, but I mean in name-wise. But I think if she's an any old everybody and they get punished for doing that, most people will stop.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Alex Jones has money to pay all these lawsuits. This chick doesn't. So she, to us, would be like any ordinary person being irresponsible. I just think she needs to be held accountable, and we need to see that. Alex Jones can afford his defamation lawsuit. She can't. What is she going to do after this? This is what I would love to see.
Well,
but anyway, that's
Jeanette.
what I have to say. I know you got a lot of people.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the call. Have a good night.
All right, honey.
Thank you
I
for your
love
support.
you.
Yeah, thank you for listening to me everywhere.
All the
I love you too.
everywhere I go.
All right. Thanks.
All right, sweetie. Take care. Good night.
You too. Good night. Bye. Okay, so there's 7 calls. I closed the lines because I want to catch up these calls. We're behind. So 954, how you doing? Where you calling from? Florida.
It's Fort Lauderdale.
Anthony.
It's Anthony. How you doing?
Hey, good man. How you doing?
I'm gonna keep it right direct. What really got my attention was when that outside detective found the black glove inside the taped area. Okay.
Chris McDonough.
I'm thinking
on the
yes, and also an outside investigators who've actually solved unsolved crimes. I'm talking about big stuff. They identified the killer and all this, but everybody has died. Had said a dirty cop.
Oh, shit.
Okay? They're saying a dirty cop could be behind this because the way they see the evidence from that perspective. So I'm kind of like saying, okay, you showed the picture tonight. That looks like the police chief, right? Of course, he could have been there to make sure the drunks were taking, well, to me, it looks like the police chief.
Yeah, they're saying it's
That's
the
my
bar
opinion.
owner, supposedly, but yeah.
Okay. And nobody's talking about the white Dodge or Ford pickup that came into view when they were walking. What did you say to Adam? And if you noticed, how does a white truck come in and park next to a black vehicle when you got like 6 open parking spots? Like they knew to park next to that black vehicle. I would like to know if that group was still in the bar after the 3 left and that truck pulls up. My opinion, did the killers come out of that truck, dropped off, walk in, and then picked up somewhere else? That's the way I'm looking at this thing from my perspective.
I know the truck you're talking, because I saw it in the video. I know what you're talking
Right,
about.
and they also brought that up too as well. The white pickup is not being talked about that they're looking at because of the way it parked. Like it was hiding the black vehicle, but the video cuts off. So you got the glove that's inside the crime scene. Was it planted with somebody they're trying to nail by a police officer doing this? My opinion. Because the FBI is not coming to the microphone at all and giving any kind of briefing. It's the same police chief talking. We're accepting calls. We're getting them every day. He's the only one talking. So that's where I look at this whole thing. That they're trying to make it the inside of the students somebody's going to try to set somebody else up in this. That's the way I'm looking at it right now.
All right, Anthony. Thanks, man. Appreciate the call.
So anyway, thanks for what you're doing. All right.
All right.
Bye now.
Take care. Bye. Okay, 724. 724, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello, it's Dave. Sorry, it's Sinner, 1977.
Sinner!
What's up, Mel?
It's true you're coming to CrimeCon? You and your girl?
Yes, I am. I just got. I told you I got that big fat bonus on the Christmas party scratch off. So I got VIP tickets for me. And my girl.
Shit! Amazing, man! I can't wait to see you. Nice.
I've got buddies down there in Orlando too that I was in the Marines with, so it's gonna be funny.
Nice, man.
I had so many things I wanted to talk about, but I have to share what just happened with me. I'm working the front desk of a pretty nice hotel here in Pittsburgh, and just like a minute ago, this man in a full Santa outfit, minus the shirt, ran through the front lobby with the biggest pumpkin I've ever seen in my life. All the way down the hallway. I was on hold for you, and I was just like, So I looked down the hallway, and sure enough, 2 cops came and chased him. They ran all the way down the end of the building and just left. So I was just like, well, no one said anything to me. I guess it's cool.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
I know. It was the weirdest shit ever. I wasn't fast enough to record it. But I wanted to say I told you so when I told you a month ago this was going to be the craziest case ever. I just knew.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely... And I feel like it's gone kind of like quiet. I mean, until today with this release of this picture, but there's not much. They haven't really been doing much updates either.
Yeah, it's definitely not the police chief in that photo. That's the funniest. Well, that's not the funniest conspiracy I've heard. I've heard one other that's funnier than that. But if you look at that photo, I don't know what the situation with the bar owner's right hand is, but if you look at that man's hand, you could see he's missing a finger or two.
Oh.
The chief's right hand is perfectly fine. I mean, there's no way it's the same person. It's ridiculous. It really. But I don't think that's Jack either. He looks too beefy. Jack was thin. Oh, you're looking at the hand, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if his fingers are like just bent or he's missing a finger. You think he's missing a finger?
I don't want to bring attention to the poor guy, but yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, because somebody said maybe he's clutching. That's what I was trying to think. Like,
no, he's missing a finger. Like he had a burn or some type of like bad injury. He may have been born that way, but I could see it. In any case, I'm glad to see Rabbit got 20K.
Finally, yes. Congrats to her. Amazing.
I don't know what's going on. I was starting to question YouTube. That's all I got. I saw you on News Nation again tonight.
You watched?
What's her name? Kaylee Beeson was the interviewer's name?
Yeah, I believe that's her name. She's because Ashley's on vacation right now, so she filled in.
Yeah, I've never seen her before.
Me either. Yeah, Kaylee Beeson. Something like that.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll leave you.
All right, thanks. Take care, man.
Peace.
Yes, the Sinner's been supporting the channel for a while. He's on Discord. He's been riding with us for a while. So I appreciate that, man. And I'll probably meet him, I guess, on CrimeCon. 707, how you doing? Where you calling from? 707.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Hola.
I'm busy doing an art project.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, I wanted to just lighten the mood and say I'm so proud of you and what you've done with your channel since I started. I think I've told you, like the last 17 months I've been going through treatment, and you have really kept me going, being stuck in my room and all that. And I really appreciate what you've done for me. You've kept me going. And by the way, I just sent you a PayPal for Maddie.
Oh, that's you.
When I send Maddie
Sandra,
something,
okay.
It's for Maddie.
I see, I saw I checked my email tonight. I appreciate the PayPal because you said, Maddie, don't let daddy get your money. This is for you, sweetie pie.
Yes.
And you said start a savings account.
Well, I mean, because, I'm a grandma now. I've got a 4-year-old granddaughter, and when she got so many presents, she said, at Christmas, the best thing I did for my granddaughter was start a savings account.
Right.
And so just throw it in with extra money you have and stuff. But anyway, I'm working on right now a bookmarker for her book. And it's actually one I got off the internet, and I'm actually making it. So when I send the champagne from Napa,
yeah, I'm sending you the thing right now.
I did sign your request where you told me to.
I'm gonna have to slip slow.
And yeah, no, I haven't sent it yet because I'm waiting to finish the bookmarker.
Okay.
And I'll send it. But I just wanted to congratulate you on your show. I think you're a terrific dad, and you're terrific to lift the spirits of people that are down that really don't say they are. And I just really appreciate you. You've really helped me the last 16 months. And I hate to sound like a crier, but you really have. And I really appreciate you. I appreciate your mods. The chat has kept me going, and I don't want to hold up the line, but thank you so much, Mel.
No, I'm so sorry that I don't, because I know you message me. We talk sometimes, but we never actually have a conversation. I've been meaning to call you and stuff. I sent you the PO box now because you've been telling me. I'm gonna DM it to you right now, and we will definitely talk. I know you've been going through a lot of shit.
I finally do have it.
Oh, okay.
So
I sent it anyway, though, just now.
Waiting to finish the bookmarker, and I'll send them all together. So hopefully you might get it by New Year's. And if not, you'll find Valentine's Day to celebrate with it. But you'll never love anything more than Napa champagne.
I can't wait to try it. You know what I'm going to do, too? When I get it, I'm going to record a little video and send it to you. My first try. I pour a glass out.
Yeah. I mean, the grapes up here are insane. And you've been talking about coming to Cali again.
Yeah.
And visiting. I definitely think sometime in the future you need to come up to Northern California. I'm 53 miles north of San Francisco. And so the Napa Valley and Sonoma Valley have the best wines. And you rent an Uber or a limo and you just let them take you to 10 wineries. And you can taste all the Northern California wines. And you don't want to drive. And it's not expensive. And then they have the Napa Valley train that all you do is sample all their wines, and they take you around for hours, and you get a meal. And it's not expensive. So, mark that on your calendar for 23.
That's North Cali, though, right?
Yeah, that's Northern Cali.
I've never been there yet.
San Francisco North.
Okay, yeah. I hear it's really beautiful there. Thank you so much, Sandy. I appreciate it.
It is.
I DM'd you the address, but we need to talk sometime. We'll actually talk.
Okay. Well, you know what? Like I said, I love your channel. You've got me out of deep holes during my treatment, and your chat has, and just your mods have, and I just truly appreciate all you guys.
Well,
and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We made it.
Okay, and give Maddie a hug for me.
I will. She's doing adorable. So great. I'll send you some pictures or videos too. She's doing really. She's off for 2 weeks now, and she's like just completely spoiled. And right now, I'm trying to save to get a house. That's the goal for next year. House or a bigger place. So.
Well, with my granddaughter Ellie, I'm the same way. She just turned 4, and I decided no more presents. It's going to be a savings account.
That present stuff. Yeah, the present stuff. People obsessed with this present thing. Like my family sent on Christmas Day. She gets so many presents from different family, and a lot of the stuff. Maddie, she's like over it. By the next day, give it 1 or 2 days, she's over all those toys, and then they're all just sitting in storage somewhere in a closet somewhere. And somebody gave me the idea it's better maybe as a present, go actually do some stuff, go out to different places, like a travel present or experience something new. Because those toys thing, after a while, it's just stacked up.
Well, you know what I made? I made my kids every year take out at least 8 things they got for Christmas that is like 2 months old that they've grown tired of, and actually go ahead and give it to like Salvation Army, or not Toys for Tots because they only take new presents. And they actually have to pick out a number of gifts that they played with and give them away. And that's a great thing to do as opposed to like a garage sale. But there's kids out there with nothing. And so if somebody's got an abundance of something, give it away to somebody else.
Right.
I mean, that's the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the savings account is so important. It will grow exponentially by the time she's 16, 17, if you just leave it alone.
Right.
And, you know, she can't touch it. It'll be under your name. And you don't touch it either. But with the way you're growing and you're doing so good, I am so proud of you.
Thank
you. Just just keep going, and I'll keep watching. And I'm getting better. Hopefully in the next 6 months, I'll be back to nursing again. And
good.
I'm waiting for it.
Amazing.
All right, now, thanks so much.
All right, we'll talk.
Love the mod.
Thank you, Sandy.
Okay.
All right, take care.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
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 Bye. All right, that's a really nice call. We finally got to talk. I have to actually call her sometime. She's been really sweet. 623, how you doing? Where you calling from? 623. She almost got me teary-eyed, too. I had to hold back. 623.
Okay, hello?
Hey.
Okay, I gotta turn off my headphones. Okay.
Amazing.
Okay,
Welcome.
Okay. Getting situated. Okay, so I'm the person who like reads cards and all that stuff.
You're the Ashley girl?
Yeah, dun dun dun. Here we go, chat.
Wait,
Come on, I'm ready.
Ashley?
No, I'm just kidding. No, this is Sam. Sandwich.
Oh, you said that if I have questions. Okay, for a second I thought you were the TikTok girl.
Yeah. Come. Are you? Okay, no,
So
I'm
let me
not
ask you
her.
then. Okay,
that
so-
would be really ballsy though.
I did
All
see
right.
in the chat you were saying like if people have questions and stuff like that.
Yes, because I feel like it's very. I mean, you haven't had anyone speak from this perspective. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
feel like it's kind of like bias on your end. No, I'm just kidding.
Probably.
I'm just kidding. But it's just because there's a lot of like miseducation and understanding of what it is and stuff.
Okay.
So, but
So tell me,
So yeah.
what are your thoughts on this
Oh, yeah,
particular
go ahead.
situation with this woman? And what do you think's going on?
Okay, so let me get my notes. Okay, so her, basically, she's doing it for money. And you could tell because there is no kind of empathy. There's no kind of seeking justice, like actually going down that path to find, you know what I mean?
Right.
The truth. Like, it's all about herself. So she was like going to court, things like that. Like now you're distracting from the actual, you know what I mean, case and
Right.
the truth and justice. So, and she's doing it for clout. I mean, anybody could do that with anything. Like they could use things maliciously. Anyways, so it's just a distraction. It's just look at me kind of thing. And then so TikTok is like paying people to act like fools. So basically you can like throw your morals out the window on TikTok and get paid for it. So who ain't trying to pay their bills? So the craziest out there person will get views.
So you don't think that her
And get paid
readings
for
are
it.
actually telling her this? Like you think she's just like
Okay, let me go to page straight. No, I'm just kidding. So, okay, so like real people who have real gifts, they don't have to be like, hey, look at me trying to prove themselves, you know?
Mhm.
It's kind of like your channel, when you're doing it for good things and a greater purpose,
Yeah.
you know, and then you got those one channels who are like doing it for like malicious intent and things
Right.
like that. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room for you to get,
Right.
acknowledged and things like that. So it's kind of like that. And the loudest person is usually the one
Mm.
who is doing it for malicious, intent. So let's see. And it's basically, it's all a distraction. TikTok is just, like I said, it all comes back to money and, the way people's attention span is. It's like, okay, Gabby Petito happened. Okay, what's next? And now it's another one and another one and another one. TikTok is just like, let's keep pumping out these stories and sensationalizing. And because it's kind of like the internet and TikTok and all that is like a dopamine. Like people in these sleuths,
right, okay.
They get a rush off of it. They're like getting a high. It's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's really crazy. But people be actually tweaking off of these cases, like staying up for days and like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And
I have friends that are like, some friends that are like that. They don't really. I mean, the only reason I'm open is
some
I'm
of them are
streaming,
good.
but some people actually can't sleep. Like they lose sleep covering, like trying to, yeah.
And they mean well, yeah. And then some of them are just like, yeah, oh, I know the guy down the street did it. I know for sure. Let me watch. You know what I mean? Like it's fanatic.
I think some people are like desperate for attention too. I mean, you don't need to do all that shit that some of these people are doing. But some people are just maybe because there's so many people doing the same thing, covering the same thing, and in order to stand out, they feel like I guess they gotta come up with shit. Just crazy stuff for attention. Now this lady's all over the news.
It's not, They have to try harder. And like I said, it's really stimulating the dopamine in their brain. Like when they're like, oh, I think I'm onto something. Like it's really, TikTok and the internet and all that is really triggering this high. And that's why they get paid to get the customers' attention. These corporations, they are paying influencers to keep people's attention because people are getting high off of the sensationalism and who isn't talking about the story? You know what I mean? Right. And then what that also does is it desensitizes us to, like, I've heard about this story over and over every day, and it's kind of like, okay, but then like I heard it in a different way, and I'm like, whoa, like there's really 4 people that are really, really gone. And it's like 100 times I've heard the story, that clicked like once or twice, and it's like, whoa, like, and that's what a lot of people aren't getting, that part where this is like really real, because it's not in our face, it's not,
Right.
So let's see, and then okay, so the tarot it's really it's a whole journey. It's about like there's really no long story short. It's kind of like it has to do a lot with different religions and number, like all that crazy stuff that people really don't understand. But the tarot, it kind of just explains like human evolution, and it's not made for like people to abuse and say like, oh, I know for certain. It's not for that. It's really not. And like people think like cards can put a curse on you. Like if you really think that cards have control of your life, like you're kind of I don't want to say weak, but you're not there.
Right.
Like it's okay. So let me tell you a crazy personal story. My dad actually was like, them cards are the blame. And I'm like, what? You think that a deck of cards can, so I've had like issues like with my parents, not understanding it, because for me, it's like kind of like understanding it. It's very, very deep, and it's not how people think, oh, the devil card or the death card. Like, no,
it's not satanic.
We all have like, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, even. Yeah, it's really deep. But like I said, so the death card can mean like something ending, relationships die. You know what I mean? You kind of got to learn about not to like think, oh, it's death.
Okay.
But yeah, and it's not for like lotto numbers and all that and stuff. But like I said, and it's just disgusting how people are like laughing in the victims and their families' state.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
And just, it's just really disgusting, that part. And I don't know, I think it's only going to get worse and stuff like that. But like, yeah, so tarot, and if people want to say like, oh, the cards, then you're like kind of escaping accountability. You know what I mean? Like if you want to say, oh, the cards did it, oh, psychic, and that girl clearly is like pulling stuff from, I mean, like no kind of connection, just, hey, history, oh, let me pick a teacher from the school. You know, like that's a reach. So, but yeah.
All right.
So well, yeah, she's basically doing it for herself, you know, and self-interest and.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the call.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, email me sometime because maybe if I have some questions for you,
okay,
I can direct some questions at you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sam Witch, right?
Yeah, and you'll know, like maybe down the line, you'll know if someone is like truthful, because then you'll say like it'll connect in your head, like you'll be like, oh, you know, and then you'll kind of be like, maybe they are, you know what I mean? But it's not. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, and I don't know the lottery numbers, chat. Sorry.
All right. Gracias. Thank you for the call.
But all right. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. So let me get this. 3 other callers. They've been holding for a long time. So let me get these people. 443. How you doing? Where you calling from? 443. Give you a second. This is the inside of the Corner Club, by the way. Mo sent Mo sent this from Google Maps. So the actual pictures look more refined and nice. The surveillance one looks all nasty. 443. I'm gonna put you on hold because you've been holding for a while. I'm gonna take the next call and I'll come back to you. Let me get 714. 714. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello, how you doing, Mel?
Hi, good. Who's this?
My name is Dee, and I'm in Huntington Beach, California. So, good evening.
Hi.
I
Nice,
just wanted to share a couple of thoughts. I'm from a small town called Walla Walla, Washington, which is just a couple hours from U of I. And it's the same size town. It's also a college town. And so one of the things, I just wanted to share a couple theories. So number one, I think they know who it is. Everybody talks in these towns. Growing up in these towns, you know, I used to own a business in the town when I lived there, and it's like the telephone game on steroids. So and especially with the Greek system, and I was a Gamma Phi Beta at Oregon State. I mean, you can't do anything without everybody knowing and talking about it, having at least a grain of truth in something. Heavy gossip, right? So here's what I think. I think that whoever did this is in rehab or a mental health facility right now. And I think the reason that they put the picture out of the Elantra is they're trying to get this person to claim it, to kind of lure them in to talk. One of my very best friends is a Upper Kittitas County police officer, and he agrees because they're all talking about the case. So the reason why, I mean, I don't know if you watched Chief Fry. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, and he said, we don't know where he is. The fact that he said he and not they or them is very specific, and it could be because he checked himself into rehab. Because when you think about a killing like this, frat boys aren't going to just go kill 4 people like that. I mean, a drive-by shooting, yeah, maybe outside, but not like this. So what would be the motive? He's not getting insurance money, right? So what if he's dealing Adderall, as an example?
So you think
something where they know and they could out him?
You think the killer's in a mental institution and they know who it is and where he's at?
I think he checked himself into. I think they checked him into rehab. I think he ran home. You know, he's probably got parents with some money. That's what I'm hearing. So I'm hearing scuttlebutt from the area because we know people up there. And he got home, got to his parents. He's either represented or he's, you know, under HIPAA. So they can't force anyone to talk, right? They can't force him, especially if he's checked in somewhere. So one of the frat boys is, you know, quote unquote on steroids, might also be, you know, a dealer. And maybe he perceived when she told Adam everything, maybe they perceived that he's going to get in big trouble. And if he's hopped up on an upper, so he's, it's not going to be the local town meth head, which, trust me, the town's full of meth. All of the towns are that I come from. Because I was thinking it's got to be a meth head that did this, because they're paranoid. This is something, this is the kind of violence you would see them do. But then I thought, no, I mean, unless he's dealing, Adderall to the kids or MDMA, maybe he hit on one of them, they turned him down, and he got pissed. So he's using his own supply, and he goes in there and decides to kill him one night. That's one theory, but it's probably one of the frat boys or someone closely related. And I think it has to be related to drugs somehow.
Even though they said it's
so not, Adderall is a thinking drug.
Even though they said it's not drug related, I guess.
Let's say that again.
I believe they said that they don't believe drugs are involved. It's not like a drug situation.
Well, if they haven't outed the dealer yet, it's not.
So you think it's a drug situation, a frat situation, and like a person like that turned himself into the mental institution, and and they know who it is, but they're not doing anything.
Yeah, and that's why they waited so long. I mean, typically police would immediately come out with, look for this car. They waited a month because they've been trying to interview him, but if he's checked into a rehab, and they don't have enough evidence, they can't just go arrest him. He's got HIPAA protection, right? So they put it out there.
I don't know that.
Well, if they're gonna arrest him, they can break through that barrier. But if they don't, he's not forced or beholden to speak to them. So putting the white Elantra out there, assuming that's not a red herring, they're giving him or his family an opportunity to reach out and talk to the police because everybody's staying quiet.
I feel like there's been situations where like somebody's mental or they're even at the hospital, and once they wake up or whatever, the cops are there talking to them and interviewing them, and once they get better, they'll take them. I don't know about the mental institution, how that works, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You think they'd keep that a secret, just hoping they'd come out and admit it? Well, why would he, if he's in a mental institution, come forward about the Hyundai Elantra?
Someone in friends or family might have.
Oh.
They're trying to get a line in because nobody's beholden to speak to the police. I mean, if they have evidence and they have a warrant, they can arrest you wherever. But they obviously don't have enough yet. Things are still being processed, but they have to know who this is. I'm telling you, I'm from town this size. Everybody knows everything. They cannot keep their mouth shut. Listen to me. I'm telling you. Let me ask you. Some
people kept saying this is not a small town, because I think it's like 20,000 people. So I don't know. Is that, I guess, not really?
It's a small town. It's a small town. Walla Walla has 25,000 people. 12 of them are Whitman College. And trust me, I mean, I can go home and go to the Walmart. Someone I don't even remember from 30 years ago, Dawn was at the store, da-da-da-da-da, and they know everything. And then I hear about it from a relative. So in a town like this and in the grief system, they're not going to keep their mouth shut.
Right.
And don't you think that they learned from Gabby Petito with the cops and, being out in front of their house and all those people threatening them? I mean, they're handling this different, and I think there's lessons learned.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I mean, especially the small town thing. Cause people I noticed some people get upset when I say that, but it does seem like it's a small town. There's a lot of weird stuff going on over there. So
it is a small town.
All right. Thank you so much for the call. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Okay, let me take this next call. I'm sorry I got behind on the calls tonight. 443, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, hello. This is Al. I'm from PA.
Al.
I've been listening to your podcast for a long time. This is my 2 cents on your chat thing.
Tell me.
Well, I'm just glad to see a lot of retired people are out here. I'm retired myself.
I thought you said
gives
something
me
else.
Something to do.
Right.
Huh?
I thought you said something else. Yeah.
Oh no. But I'm retired myself. I'm out here doing my laundry and everything, just listening to you.
Amazing.
It's just sad, y'all. It's sad. These kids were so daggone young. And I really believe it's someone in the neighborhood. I think someone got tired of them blasting their music up at all god darn hours of the night. Can't get any sleep, can't get any rest. I think they went over there and confronted them. I think things just turned south from there. I just, it's just sad that they did this, and still no one has found them. But I think that's what the thing is. But as for the tarot cards and stuff like that,
yeah,
I don't believe in none of that stuff.
Me
I
either,
don't believe in none of it. As a clinician, I tell you, people they need some sort of affirmation that they're right. Now, if you want to do those tarot stuff, just do it for yourself. You know, just don't let everybody else have some sort of reading, because you don't have that type of intuition on their lives. But I think if you want to do it for yourself, you go right ahead. If you need that type of affirmation to continue with your life and to continue to believe that you're right, go ahead and do so. But for everybody else, no. I think she's really going to get an awakening once she gets that fine. That fine will shut her up for the fine from the court.
Right.
Well,
I think so too. And she's still delusional. She's still saying she got physical evidence and that she was going to bring it forward, but now she has to save it for the trial. And somebody said too, well, why not just tell the police or give it to the police, whatever evidence you got? And now the police are saying that woman is not involved, the professor or whatever, but she's still going.
It's just she has such a strong gut feeling that she's right, and those cards are her affirmation that she's right. So it's just it gets crazy when you deal with that type of thing. But anyway, I'm going to put my third load in, and you have a good night.
Thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. Thank you for holding.
Oh, no problem.
All right, thanks. Take care. Yeah, sometimes with the calls, I'm like, you just don't know where the trolls are at. You just think you got to maneuver and stuff. I really don't get that many trolls, but I had one time, I think during the live we were doing the Joseph Morris one, somebody was like really upset or angry or something like that. And I think he cursed me out or something. And then, well, the fart thing was innocent. The little fart thing is like, I have their phone number. But that fart thing, I took it down. But it was just like, it was nothing really. And then there was one other caller. I don't know tonight. I don't know if the guy was high or something. I was trying to bring him back in. I was trying to like bring him back because at first I thought it was like a troll call too, and I was trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt, but I also had my finger on the hang up thing. And he said why he watched, but then he just kept talking about it. I'm like, okay, but what about the Idaho stuff? And he just kept taking it back to the West Boys. And something seemed weird. He might have been off. He might have been high. I don't know. But, no offense. Thanks for calling, man. And it's late, man. It's late. So, we're going to, but some of the calls are really nice. I really appreciate it. Like Sandy, this guy that just called. A lot of them are pretty good calls. But I think what happens is when you get these troll callers, it kind of puts you on edge. And then you're trying to figure out the rest of the callers, if they're legit or not, I'm tired, man. It's 2:30. I could have done more calls, but I'm kind of tired. I think we should call it a night. The News Nation thing hasn't come out, so I'm going to wait and see tomorrow. If I don't see it sometime tomorrow, I'm going to message or text the producer and ask them. I think it's probably already too late anyway. They did post a clip on Twitter, so we'll see if they actually, I'm sure that at some point they'll post it on their page, I guess. And if not, then I'll just ask them to post it on mine. Oh, and somebody said to pull up the press release that has no updates. I guess they didn't really. I don't think they give any updates today. I think the only thing was that the TikTok lady, that they don't believe she's involved. Fox News talking about leaked image appears to show victims inside local bar. Oh, and this girl, I was supposed to talk about her like last week, and then everything just kind of went to Oh, let me get the super chats too. Okay, and Drita, again, thank you so much for that beautiful super chat earlier. Macaw Mama, thank you for the super chat. It says, FYI, we Aussies don't drink Fosters. Hello, we don't ride kangaroos to school. Sherry, I thought isn't that commercial? Isn't it Foster's Australian for beer? Foster's Australian. It is, but I guess they don't really drink it over there, huh? Foster's internationally as the quintessential Australian beer brand. However, it's curiously less popular in its homeland than it is around the world. So nobody over there is really drinking that shit. It's just like an international drink that everybody else drinks. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Sherry Stout, thank you for the 14-month membership. Ted Bundy. Oh, you sent me something. Yeah, you did. That girl in Texas, thank you for becoming a member. Janie, thank you for the 9-month membership. Bring Fart Master Flex Caller. Tula Bear, 4-month membership. I have a Valley Girl voice. Always have. But not gonna lie, run. Thank you for the 4-month membership, Valley Girl voice. That's Cali stuff, ain't it? Cali. I feel like I can start telling the Cali people now. The Mystery Maven, thank you so much for becoming a member. Definitely check out the members area on my front page. You scroll to the bottom. I have videos that I posted recently. I'm going to be doing some more stuff. Jennifer Bloom says, looks photoshopped. Look at Adam's hand. And yeah, it looks like there's some distortion. I still don't think this is photoshopped. I just think that it's just the quality of stuff. And once you start zooming in, you know, I don't know. But I mean, I think that's what you're talking about there. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. The police did mention this, I thought, too, but they said they couldn't authenticate it or something. I don't think they're going to confirm a leak like that, if it is that. Sherry Stout says, this case reminds me of the Ted Bundy case. This sounds like a random serial killer that raged beyond belief. Authorities mentioned prior stabbings were similar. Okay, authorities mentioned prior these stabbings were similar in other stabbings not solved. Oh, and thank you for that nice super chat. I appreciate that, Sherry. 50, thank you. I don't know. Like I was telling the other person, the YouTuber that called, just the longer and longer that it goes, it's like, damn, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know what to think anymore. You know, like, I've always leaned that it had to be somebody they known, but like the longer and longer it goes, it's like, man, maybe this was random, you know? Sinner, thank you for the super chat. Says tarot readers don't even know their own phone numbers, let alone lotto numbers. And Sherry Stout, thank you for the stars on Facebook. Hope they find that killer soon. Good night, Mel. Sorry, buddy. I'm a truck driver. I have to get up early. All right, well, get some sleep. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sharon loves ice cream. Thank you for the membership. What kind of ice cream, Sharon? What's your favorite ice cream? Yeah. Fat Baby Toodles, thank you for the 2-month membership and the hearts. The bot was going kind of crazy earlier. I'm sorry that the bot started snapping on you. The bot's been gone. It took off like almost a whole week or something. All of a sudden the bot comes back and it's timing people out and like messing with the chat and shit. I don't know what's going on. Who's the guy crying in the corner? The guy crying in the corner? So this is the bartender, they say. I don't know. Well, I don't even know if that's really him. People said they believe that's Adam. It could be, but like, I don't know. If he's a bartender, why is he just chilling there? I mean, unless he's just served everybody up and just chilling. Are you talking about this guy? Terry. That's Adam. Yeah, I don't think this is Photoshop. I mean, I know. I told somebody earlier today on the phone, my friend Lori. I doubt she's watching. She's sick, but I told her, like, she was like, what do you think of the photo? And I was telling her there's people that think it's like fake Photoshop. I was getting DMs and stuff. And I was telling her, I can't blame people. I said it's the Joseph Morris effect. Like you got people doing all kinds of shit online. So people are going to naturally doubt everything. That's why people doubt like all the GoFundMe's and stuff that comes out. But just in my opinion, like I don't think somebody would have to really go through drastic measures to really like Photoshop this. And I just don't think this is Photoshop. I think this is an actual leaked still image. And they could maybe find out who this was. Maybe it was somebody at the bar, somebody that works there. I don't know. And what was their purpose? Because they had to know that this was going to spark some shit. Did they think this was just going to offer clarity? I think it just makes maybe more questions. Thank you, Rabbit, for liking the stream. Amy, thanks for the super chat. Says we appreciate you very much. Love from, I think that's Canada, right? Canada. Aye. Or what do they say? What do the Canadians say? Aye. Boat. Something. Now check your Discord DMs. Okay. Oh, there's a couple of messages here. I gotta accept. Okay. True. So true what this person said. I gotta start checking my DMs. I try to, but when things are just super busy, it's really hard. Normally when things are slower, like I can check everything. Corner Club, that dude looks like the one talking to the girls. Clearly, there are two more cameras at least, since this is camera 3. True. Probably. Gotta be. Maybe. Plausible. Is Jack, but he's supposed to be at home in bed. Well, this timeline, he could have left here and went home to bed. Because they believe the murders happened between 3 and 4. If we're assuming that this time is correct, this timestamp, which they would have had to leave like immediately. I mean, after this was taken, they must have ran. I don't know. Unless this time is wrong, unless it's off by an hour or whatever. He could have left if that was him hypothetically. He could have left and gone home. I don't know why he would leave without them, but he wasn't with them. Like he wasn't with that Kaylee anymore. But and I wonder what part of the bar that is. If somebody said the bar looked longer from the photos. Let's see if I can. I gotta convert this file. This real quick. Well, at least I don't have to be up early. That's the beautiful thing. You can sleep in. So I wonder what part of the club would this be in? This picture. Off to a corner. It looks like some sort of backdoor exit, I guess, right? Well, this place is run down. That could be the front entrance. No, it only looks run down in this picture, to be fair, but like the actual other images, it looks nice. So maybe it's back here. Maybe. But is there an exit sign? Yeah, who knows when these pictures are from on the Google website? Are they recent pictures? Are they old pictures? How old are they? And there's like a door over here too, which you wouldn't be able to see here. Oh. The magazine cover that everybody's talking about. All right, I guess. Look like this guy on the far left. This guy's in a surveillance pic. One of the owners. Oh, so they think it's one of the owners. Brit Bomb. Okay. Probably is. Yeah, people are saying it's one of the owners. Okay, this thing that people are talking about, almost don't even want to like give it light. Oh, it's a match, I guess. Okay, I think Mo did some sleuthing. All right, hold on a second. Let's see. One of the engineers. Before we get to the star, what do they call that magazine? I didn't even know that magazine still exists. What do they call it? The whatever that is. Before we get to that magazine. Oh, this is my thumbnail. My bad. Let me get the there. So these two pictures do look like the same ones. Or maybe not. Now that I'm looking at it closer. This one looks the same. I think. Looks like a basketball guy making a dunk. That could possibly be that. That one looks different. And Mo said that this picture from Google Photos is 3 to 5 years ago, so maybe the place has changed. Maybe that's what it used to look like. Maybe it's more run down now. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Somebody's gonna get pissed over there. And that YouTuber, he actually went by the club. I don't think he walked inside, but like he kind of creeped by the back door or something. He kind of looked inside and kind of peeped in there. All right, let's get to what everybody's talking about too. Star Magazine. I don't know if this is real or not. Let's see who posted this. Sweetie Pie Low. Bro, that video was so sus. Star Magazine. I mean, I saw like a really questionable video one time on here, and so I'm kind of like, I don't know. Star Magazine. Let's see if can we get any kind of verification. So that looks like it's only a publication. So there is a I have found it in other places. So let's take a look. Let's investigate. So Sweetie Pie posted this Star Magazine, which to me, I just feel like what I feel they're doing here, Star Magazine, I think they're just clickbaiting. But it says their Star Magazine cover says killer found after 49 days. It's been 44 days, and they released the date is set to the future. It also says, and the release date is also set to the future. It also says the killer didn't act alone. It was caught on surveillance camera. What? So these magazines, what I've heard, I don't remember the exact, and maybe somebody in the chat would know, that they release like the cover as a tease or some shit like that before it's actually released, almost as if you're releasing a thumbnail or something like that. And so this is coming out, I guess, January 2nd. It's just not released yet. But I hear they do things like this. I'm not sure why. I don't know if somebody just leaks it or if it's just a tease that it's going to drop. And so when you look on Google, Star Magazine, Idaho murders, there's these two things that pop up. I honestly, I just think they're clickbaiting. That's what I think they're doing. And see right here, you see, get your star along with 7,500 other magazines I don't know. I guess this is some sort of company. Idaho college murder is finally solved? ? That's just clickbait tactics, you know. Caught on video. So this is they know what they're doing here. How killer was found. I don't know why they would say that though. That's crazy right there to say that. How killer was found after 49 days. So do they know something that everybody else knows? I doubt it. He didn't act alone. Prosecutors want death penalty. Like, I really don't know if this is real or not. I don't know if somebody's just clickbaiting. I don't know. Families didn't know motive. I mean, families demand to know motive. He didn't act alone. I think this is like a slick way to clickbait. I think that's what's going on. This how killer was found after 49 days. So I'm curious. I'm kind of curious. When this article comes out, I almost want to go buy one in the store if you can do that. Just so I can come on video, we could talk about this shit, and I'll take you page through page. I think we should do that. Wouldn't that be kind of interesting? Because my theory, I don't know yet, how killer was found after 49 days. Maybe they're going to talk about some other killer that was found after 49 days. But they just put it there to clickbait. Let me see. How killer was found after 49 days. I'm just curious to see if some shit pops up from another story. No, I don't see anything else. So nothing's popping up that I lost at sea 49 days. Survive 49 days. Killer, let me see. I don't know. I think they're going to do something slick. I think it's just some slick marketing. I think what I'm going to try to do is buy this magazine. Can you just buy this in the store? I'm not going to sign up to no subscription, but I should be able to go into like a grocery store or something, right? And be able to pick up the copy of this. It's fake. That'll ever make it to print. Talking about Psychic, but this mag gets a pass. I'm not saying it gets a pass. I think what they're doing is clickbaiting. And let's see, somebody on eBay posted this. How? Celebrity Star magazines in English for sale. Are people using this to make sales too? So this guy's just using it as a thumbnail, I guess, because he knows that's probably what's popping. So to maybe make some eBay sales. Let me see. Hold on. Celebrity magazine. I don't know. We're definitely going to have to follow back up on this because I want to see in January 2nd what happens. It's fake. I saw it in my Publix. It's so annoying. So when you say it's fake, are you saying that the cover is actually out like this and it's clickbaiting? Or that this is not the cover at all? I almost ripped it up in the middle of the store, but I didn't. Did you really? Ellie, you saw it? Are you Ellie from Discord? You actually saw it in the store? Ooh, damn. That's what I was thinking. This has got to be. I didn't know the magazines were doing this, but yeah, somebody said To the Stars, a tabloid. But I just think this is kind of like a dirty way to clickbait, though. Like this whole how killer was found after 49 days. I mean, this is passable, finally solved. That you can try to like get away with that, even though it's kind of bullshit because we all know it's not solved. But then to put here, it's very elaborate how killer was found after 49 days. And I bet you, like I was saying, this is probably from some other story, but they just threw it in there in the title, and they're gonna try to connect, like talk or segue into a different story where a killer was found after 49 days. It's a tarot card reading magazine. Oh no. So to Sweetie Pie's credit, she was actually kind of calling out how it was weird. But yeah, this seems like, and so I actually think like that one person said, she said she saw it in the store. I believe this is their cover, but they're just clickbaiting. They're just damn, bro, egregious. This was, whoever thought about this must be like a maniacal person, The thought pattern they got to go through all this shit, I guess. Let me get the rest of you guys. Piney Woods Long Crime. Hey, so you were so fly on TV, man. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. Happy for you. I can't read. Keep on trucking. Thank you. I gotta send. Hopefully the video comes out tomorrow. I'll definitely keep you guys posted because my mother wanted to see it too. So all my mother does though, she's gonna like reprimand me. She'll probably just be like, "You gotta be careful." Like, she'll congratulate me, but she's like, "Be careful what you say. Don't say too much." And like I told her today, I was like, "Ma, I have to talk with you. Like I have to have a conversation." But she's trying to tell me to protect myself legally, Audie Peterson, thank you so much for the super chat. Mo says clickbait magazine, tip jar fun. Sarah, I'm gonna go look for it because I would just, I mean, it's probably a waste of time, a waste of money, but I can't hurt to buy it maybe, and just if we can actually just mention it during a video or something, it might be interesting. I get like clickbait is marketing and stuff like that, but there's just certain things like that's pretty egregious. Sarah, thank you so much for the super chat. Sarah, I saw it at CVS today. I'm gonna go back and look for the article for you tomorrow. Yeah, let me know. I'll go tomorrow too. If you know what, I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'll see if I can find it. I got a bunch of CVS's around me. I'll go to CVS and check it out too. Sunny California. That's a crazy way because you're probably getting a different demographic maybe of people that are buying these magazines, and even just the thing you see it in the store, and you're like, holy crap, what? Killer caught? Or yeah, how the killer was caught? You're probably gonna buy it. Sunny California. I wouldn't buy it. I just read through it though, probably real quick and put it back on the shelf. Oh, so OMF Google says, I read it just now. No answers in the article. Wow. Sunny California, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hey Mel, buy yourself a Starbucks drink tomorrow morning. Thank you. I should do that and take Maddie. The last time I went to Starbucks, I got recognized there. Not the last time, but it was a couple of times ago that I went with Maddie, and the lady she was a really nice lady, but it's on Twitter. Someone in the chat saying it's on Twitter. Oh. Do they have a page, Star Magazine? Stephanie, thank you so much for the super chat. Brett Alexander, the killer would certainly buy it. Probably. Yo, Silvio keeps telling me. I just don't want to do it because I know I'm going to get a bunch of troll calls. But he's like, you should open up the lines for the killer. He's like, open up the line for the killer, man. They might call in. But I feel like one, it's going to bring a bunch of troll people. And two, I could just see it getting so messy. And people, I don't know, it could get like disrespectful too, kind of, like, I don't know. It might be too much. But we were talking about that on Discord earlier. And I forgot who mentioned that Howard Stern, didn't he have like a killer calling, an alleged killer calling? Howard Stern killer calls in. Serial killer calls into popular show.
Prostitutes, and he's wondering why he's doing it. Oh, God. So maybe he thinks I have an answer. Is this Ed? Ed?
No, this isn't Ed.
Oh.
You haven't killed any prostitutes?
No, I never said my name was Ed.
You guys heard this?
Oh. Sorry.
That's okay.
What name do you use?
You can call me Clay.
You're
Clay?
Sandwich.
Yes, Clay.
I agree with you on that.
Okay, Clay. So what happened? How many prostitutes have you killed?
12.
And you're wondering why you do it?
I have a pretty good idea.
Why? Did your mom beat you? Did your mom spank you?
Was your mom a prostitute?
No. Actually, nothing like that.
What is it then?
I think I just do it for the sense of the power.
Right. Do you have sex with them first?
Yes, and...
And then what, you strangle them?
Once.
How else did you kill them?
Well, a few times, actually most times with a hammer.
And where do you do this primarily?
I've done it twice in a parking garage.
So I guess we need to give like a warning to, I guess this gets graphic. I guess. So I don't know, just caution, you might be triggered. I don't remember what this guy says, but even reading the description, it just gives like a warning. So like just a graphic warning. If you want to leave now, you might be triggered. Just go ahead and leave.
And then the rest of the time's on the side of the road.
And you're from the New Orleans area?
Yes.
And what do you beat them to death with a hammer?
Man.
That usually only takes once, and
dude, you got to have a lot of anger in you.
Yes.
Man.
Well, why do you need to feel so powerful?
And I do wonder, is this guy trolling or not?
He's got some issue with women, but like some shrink's got to look into it. It's not even worth. I mean, you might as well just kill yourself if you've killed 15 people. And that means you're heartless. Did you used to kill small animals?
No, I've killed a rat.
Yeah. See, a lot of guys start out killing kittens for some reason.
Yeah, they kill something before they start with humans.
If my kid killed a kitten or something cute, I'd probably just, figure, well, this is it. They're going to be serial killers.
Kill them.
Dude, you're a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And you get away with it, I guess, because they're hookers, and so far nobody's... What?
Is this Howard?
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
I didn't know this was Howard.
Yeah, it's Howard.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never killed a kitten.
Really?
You never killed any small animal except a rat?
Yeah, rat's okay.
Well...
Rats I don't mind you killing.
But how'd you kill him?
A rat?
Yeah.
Stepped on his head, I bet.
We had a big flood a couple of years ago, and it's not actually a rat, it's called a nutria rat. And I clubbed it to death. It got in the kitchen at my work.
So how old were you when you killed your first woman?
16.
And you must be a powerful kind of guy, big guy.
I wasn't then.
Right. And when you killed your first one, did you go in there knowing you were going to kill her, or it just sort of happened?
I knew I really had it planned out. I wanted to do the whole sending clues.
Right.
Oh yeah, are you in?
To baffle people, but it turned out no one noticed for a long time.
Right. Like you killed her on the side of the road?
That was the parking garage.
Okay. And then what'd you do with the body? You dumped that somewhere?
Yeah, actually, I think she's probably one of the ones that they found.
Yeah.
But let me ask you something. You were sending clues that you were going to do this?
No, I was.
He was going to
doing that.
He was going to leave like a note for the newspapers, and
but you decided not to.
He didn't want to be famous or draw attention to himself. But my problem is...
That's what I wanted to do, but...
Oh, but you did, but no one noticed the clues.
I never sent the clues. I never left anything. I wanted to have my own little signature.
Right.
I wanted to thumb paint with their thumbs.
Oh, really?
What do you want to do?
Thumb paint with their thumbs.
Thumb paint what, though?
I don't know.
Oh, anything. It was in a comic book a couple of years ago. Just seemed like a good idea.
Like you take the girl you killed, you dip her thumbs in paint, and then you do like a thumb painting?
Yes.
On a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Now, after you kill somebody, do you play with the body?
Actually, the closest I've ever done to that is I always make sure I pay them and I make sure they keep their money.
Oh, really?
When they're still alive, but with one of them I did put the money in a compromising place.
I see.
But this one, it had a penis.
Oh, really?
It was a guy.
Yeah, I didn't know at first.
So do you ever get, do you think the reason you're so angry is because you were abused or something?
No, I wasn't abused, Howard.
Where's your family?
You got a wife?
I mean, you got a mom, a dad, a wife, children. You got any of that?
I've got a couple of kids, but
no wife.
Not married to the mother.
Mm-hmm.
You're a white guy?
Yeah, Howard, that's pretty funny because the only suspect they had when they started finding the bodies was a black police officer.
Oh.
Turns out one of them was associated with them.
Oh, really?
Are you on drugs?
I've done acid a few times.
So,
but nothing heavy.
So after you killed the first 16-year-old, like you finished.
No, I was 16.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
She was.
All right. So you finished with your sexual gratification, and then you.
Not always, no.
Not always.
I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Like, I found a Reddit post. I'll keep playing it, but I found a Reddit post, and it says in 1997, a man who called himself Clay called into the Howard Stern show. He claimed he's killed 12 prostitutes in the New Orleans area. Clay goes into graphic detail about some of his alleged kills and gives details about cases not publicly known, his unemotional attitude while describing how he kills these girls with a hammer in parking garages and swamps. The next day, Howard says they were contacted by the FBI. Yesterday, a guy called in and said he killed 12 prostitutes. Well, it wasn't fake because after the show, the FBI called and asked for a tape of the call. And now this person is saying, allegedly, Russell Elwood, a convicted killer in Louisiana, seems to fit the pattern perfectly. He was a cab driver in NOLA that raped and killed prostitutes. While he was only convicted of one murder, Cheryl Lewis, he is believed to have killed up to 20 prostitutes during the 1990s. During Clay's call, he joked about how the only suspect was a NOLA police who was a black police officer. Several of Russell Elwood's other potential victims were clients of Several of Russell Elwood's other potential victims were clients of a black NOLA cop who was a suspect in their disappearance. But there's people that disagree with that. Assuming Clay was telling the truth about everything, I don't think much of the details match at all. Russell liked to use drugs and to incapacitate his victims, then have sex with them. He told a fellow inmate that he liked to have sex with people who weren't in control of their bodies, which is fucking weird. In addition to this, Cheryl Lewis was a nurse and not a prostitute. So there's like conflicting things going back and forth. It seems like nobody really knows who this person is that really called in.
You don't even want to get laid sometimes.
No,
you just want to kill.
I'm just bored.
Right.
And I noticed when they corrected him on his age too, because Howard Stern like messed up or something, and the guy's like, "No, I was 16." So I'm like, I don't know. It seems like he's kind of like saying details that he knows in his head and is not just making up as he goes.
Does the killing sexually satisfy you in some way?
I can't believe Ed McMahon's not laughing.
I've eaten off thinking about it later.
Yeah.
What do you say?
That's about it.
He's pleasured himself thinking about it later.
Oh, he has. Okay. Now, how far apart are these murders? Like, do you murder and then, like, you feel satisfied for a while?
I don't even understand why I do it, Howard. I don't know if I ever get any satisfaction.
But how often?
The gather anywhere was the same night.
Really?
You killed 2 people in the same night?
Yeah, but I went to Mississippi for the second one.
So there's no pattern to how many weeks or days between murders?
No.
Are these mostly white chicks or black chicks?
A fair number of them have been black. The transvestite was black.
You think there's some racial motivation here?
No, Howard. They were just, let's just say a Jimmy Swaggart town.
Jimmy Swaggart town.
Don't know what that means.
Me neither, but...
That's pretty much the area around here where the prostitutes all hang out.
I see.
And it's just whoever comes up to you. You don't pick a certain type?
I don't even approach them. I wait for them to approach me, Robin.
So and that's like them asking for it.
Do you ever, like, look into their eyes and go, gee, these people were just children at one point, and maybe they just had a tough life?
I've let a couple go.
You have? Like, what happened? You're in the middle of killing them, and then they what do they say? Why would you let one go and kill the other?
There was this one.
Go ahead.
I think she was probably really new to it.
Yeah.
There was just something about her. Maybe she reminded me of my ex-fiance, but...
Right. You somehow relate...
More of an innocent quality.
You somehow felt bad for her.
Yeah.
And you have a fiance, so you're planning to get married?
No.
He had one.
Oh, he had one.
No. If I wouldn't be a suspect, believe me, she'd...
But let me ask you, why'd you did you start to kill her, and then, like you said, forget it? Or you just never even...
Not even.
You just had sex. You just had sex with her and then you let her go.
I didn't even have sex with her, Howard.
Well, that's weird. Now that's weird.
I mean, you just really felt sorry for this.
I don't know what she was doing what she was doing, but...
Are you a big fat mess?
But she got off lucky.
Are you a big fat mess, or are you like a fairly good-looking guy?
I'm not a big fat mess. I wouldn't call myself good looking. I don't know what I'd call myself, Howard.
Right.
Do you have a decent job and all that stuff?
Sounds like a bright guy.
Not decent like you have.
Yeah, well, we got ridiculous jobs.
You can't get these.
I don't even know that I'd call this a job. You know what I mean? This is not a normal job.
It's a made-up job.
Yeah, this is a job that's totally useless. You know what I mean? Like, nobody really needs it.
It's a scam.
To me, a job is like something like, a UPS driver is a job. All right.
Not now.
Thank you, Ed.
Maybe this is a UPS driver.
Ed laughs, but he has no job either. All right, this is always weird.
But you do work every day and stuff like that.
This is always weird, but I'm bringing, at least we can sort of get into the mind of a guy who serial kills. I think he's 100% on the level. So you killed your first woman.
When was the last time you killed?
It's been a few months.
Right.
Actually, it's been going on a year.
You're like the Boston Strangler, man. Maybe I should option your story. So, what do you think you're going to do? Do you think you're going to kill yourself? Do you think that
Are you going to kill again?
Can you stop this?
If I killed myself, I'd miss the next Batman movie.
Right. You don't want to do that.
No.
Well, there's a fan.
Actually, I'd actually kill myself to miss
why
that.
would you want to stay for that?
No, but in all seriousness, I mean, do you think that you could control this? Do you think you can stop?
I think I have been.
Oh, you have been for the last couple of months?
A year he hasn't killed.
Oh, a year?
Yeah.
Almost.
So why do you think you stopped killing all of a sudden?
I really don't know, Howard. Part of it had to do with my car broke down.
Oh, no transportation.
Oh, yeah. Seriously? That's the reason?
Well, that was the reason for a month, but after that, I guess it was all self-control.
Wow.
Oh. But so you don't want to do this anymore?
No, he wants to do it, but he's controlling himself. Like, you want to kill women, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And what do you like? Do you enjoy seeing them struggle as you kill them?
Actually, none of them really struggle.
Do you hit them from behind, or do they see it coming?
I can't get inside their minds, but let's just say I hit them.
But, I mean, are you facing them?
Yeah.
Well, so you can see their face and everything when you do it.
Yeah. The worst I've ever gotten was, one tried to grab my neck. I've never gotten any of the claw marks or anything that are, dead giveaways.
Right, you must be very powerful.
I wouldn't call myself powerful, maybe, intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose this method?
I didn't, Robin. Like I told you, I really wanted to cut things up, mail things, send clues.
No, she means why did you use a hammer? Do you think you...
Because it was in a book I read.
Oh.
Well, everything's come from
cartoons and
else.
Yeah. When's the last time you got laid?
Last week, Howard.
Oh, yeah, so you didn't kill that girl?
No.
Because she wasn't a hooker?
No.
Right.
It's only hookers, though.
A lot of serial killers are only into hookers because they know, A,
easy.
probably won't get caught, and B, they have some kind of anger toward hookers. Like, did you think your mom was a hooker or something?
No, Howard.
Your parents married and stay together and the whole thing?
Yeah.
Church-going people?
That'll do it.
Well, one of them, but...
Yeah. Religious fanatics give birth to the most serial killers because they're so repressed.
Yeah.
So there's no way I'm going to talk you into giving yourself up or anything, right?
No.
I shouldn't even waste my time. I know I'm going to get calls after this, and people are going to go, Howard, how come you didn't catch him?
Has anybody ever been close to catching you?
No. Actually, someone once, when it was in the newspaper, someone joked to me, I know it was you, but, well, they were joking.
Right.
Yeah.
You think you might be gay?
I hope not.
Right, maybe a repressed homosexual. Were you ever molested?
No.
Do you have a lot of tattoos?
I don't have any tattoos. I wouldn't do that to myself.
Right.
And do you get high before you do this?
I've gotten pretty drunk before.
Yeah.
Little ammo.
A lame.
Relax that sphincter. Well, I got to say, I wish you would die, but, you know, what can I tell you? Maybe this is sort of good that you're talking about it with me, and maybe it'll keep you under, like maybe I can't get you to turn yourself in.
Like a valve, and he'll be able to go another year or something.
Yeah, but maybe somehow, you know, you won't do it anymore.
What about your kids? You want them living in a world with people like you?
Hasn't really analyzed it, though.
Anyway, I mean...
Yeah.
It's kind of lonely, though. You can't tell anybody about this.
I'm the only guy you could... Am I the only guy you ever told about this?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess that's sort of an honor.
I've told a couple of women, Howard, but...
They're dead.
Yeah. Do you tell them first and then you kill them?
Yeah.
What do you say to them? Let me hear...
Fun.
All right, let's see.
Every now and then you can play the running game if you're out in the middle of nowhere, and we got a lot in the middle of nowhere down here.
Right. So, in other words, let's say you're with a woman, right? A hooker.
Yeah, Howard.
And you say to her, okay, honey, you just had sex and everything. What do you say to her to torment her? How do you break the news to her that she's going to die?
It really depends on my mood.
Just give us an example.
Well, if I wanted to, I could just say Baba Booey, but that would be pretty,
No, come on, be serious. What do you say to him?
I can say you're going to die.
And then what do they do?
I like to articulate a little more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I ask them if they think it's dangerous doing what they're doing, if they're worried about things, and they'll laugh it off, and that just pisses me off.
Right. And then you go ahead and you kill them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
Well, now we've shed no light on this. We don't know how a serial killer is made, and we don't know how to catch him.
Yeah, well, you know what? All the experts don't know either, so... Well, here's a guy, just another story. He's out there.
You know, it substantiates my theory. Did you get jealous of Cunanan? Is that why you're talking to us now?
No, actually, I was thinking about writing a musical about Andrew Cunanan, but...
Guy's a comedian, too.
Huh?
Guy's a...
comedian.
Hey, some psychologist is on the line. You want to talk to him?
Sure.
I mean, since you're looking for answers.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Robert?
How you doing, Howard?
Hey, man. Go ahead.
Just wondering, how long did this guy wet his bed when he was a young boy?
Are you serious, or are you just trying to make a joke?
No, I'm totally serious.
Did you wet your bed when you were a young boy?
No.
Didn't do that at all.
No.
How about starting fires?
Huh?
How about starting fires?
Sure.
Yep.
You did start fires?
Yeah.
How old were you? How old were you when you...
for people to that get into serial killing to start fires, wet their bed when they're young. Along with the mutilation of little animals, but he said he didn't do that, so...
Right.
That's kind of something that was missing.
But fires was in your history, right?
You could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of, it starts off as external ways of showing off their anger, and then they move on and go on to bigger and better things, I guess.
Wonder why this guy kills. Did you have any guess?
I don't know. I think you're right on with something with his family, childhood.
Yeah, what's he so angry about?
Right.
You know, unfortunately, he's real angry, and he's out there hurting a lot of innocent women.
Yeah, what do I do with a guy like this? Just hang up and forget about it, or is there anything I can...
Depends on, Howard, what are you going to do? Of course, you're not going to, turn him in, but...
Well, I mean, I would, but I can't. I mean...
A lot of people would want to turn him in, but what can you do? You talk to him, try and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, all right. That's right. Then I'll probably just hang up. Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot, Howard.
Thanks, man. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mr. Serial Killer.
Yeah, I mean...
Want to give us your name?
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm not going to get him to turn himself in. I've had calls from people who go, well, why didn't you do something? I go, well, what am I supposed to do? The guy's on the phone.
Crawl through the phone and get him?
Yeah. They were like, well, why don't you trace these calls? And I'm like, well, I don't have that equipment.
Yeah, what are we, the police?
I can't even get a phone system that works.
Sure, the FBI probably came out there after they spoke with him. They hooked him up with some shit now to track all these calls. I don't know. So we were talking about that on Discord, the mysterious person that called in claiming they were a serial killer back then. And then all that just to say that Sylvia was like, you should open up the lines or whatever, you know? So, all right, let me get the last super chats. Brett Alexander says the killer would certainly buy it. Piney Woods Law and Crime says, please check your messenger for more info from TKO. I saw your message, and I know about Adam and Murphy, the dog. I don't want to play the video here now. I don't know, but yeah, I did see that before a while back. And yeah, that stuff I'll have to check before. I don't want to put certain things yet on stream without looking at it first. So, but, and then Mandy says Shaquilla Robinson updates. Been hearing a lot. I haven't started even covering that story. Somebody that would be great to check out is Down the Rabbit Hole News. I always say it wrong. Check out Rabbit's channel because she's been covering that stuff nonstop, and subscribe while you're there if you haven't done so already. And yeah, I've been hearing that there's things going on with it. I haven't really been following, so I don't know. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I am tired, man. Bronze Barbie, go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna lay down. I love you guys. Have a good night. If you could hit like, please, on the way out, I'd appreciate that. And yeah, take care. Peace. Get some sleep. Killer's not gonna call in. All that's gonna do is open up the lines for a bunch of trolls. It's gonna be troll heaven. The Elwood guy died a few years back. Okay. We'll never know. All right, good night, guys. Love you. Bye. And I'll keep you posted about whenever that video comes out. All right.